This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, Bizarro Month kicks off as we're talking about films, films we love. It's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
C1000.
Eric Siska.
And we love movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Love Movies. Thank you for tuning in, as always.
Now, Andrew, should we say goodbye to everyone? Are
No,
we doing
no.
full Bizarro?
I'm not a fucking loser.
Oh, okay. Wow. Steve's getting really pale and gaunt.
Right, yeah.
That's weird.
Oh my God, his X-Men t-shirt's on backwards. Men X.
All of a sudden, it's a philanthropy t-shirt?
Me love movies. You know, that's how that goes, right?
Right, so we're doing something special here today, huh?
Yeah, we're kicking off a month's worth of programming all about shit that we legitimately love.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season. We figured, well, whoop-de-doo, let's fucking do it.
And we're celebrating our 8-year anniversary. And in that time, yes, you can get most medical degrees for sure. Like most definitely could be a good lawyer at that point.
Can we
I could have been a
change-
good lawyer by now.
Can we change the name of the show to We Waste Our Lives?
You could teach at Yale with that kind of
Oh, yeah,
lasagna.
8 years, dude? Forget about it.
My
but
God.
instead, we're talking about movies we love.
And it's a nice change of pace.
It
you
is,
know?
for sure.
We're just going to be spending the month just swimming in shit that we enjoy watching, rewatching, have enjoyed since youth, and so on.
Yeah.
And, you know, just as a reminder, this is not just on the Prime programming. This is kicking over into Patreon as well. This is kind of like a thank you to the patrons and also like a, hey, why don't you check out the Patreon kind of a month here. So patreon.com/WeHateMovies. We're going to be spreading the love theme over there as well, talking about legitimate good shit like Batman the Animated Series.
On your animation damnation, that's the $3 tier.
Star Wars A New Hope, which is your $5.
Whoa, that is a full episode on Star Wars 1977.
It's mostly Eric crying and us talking.
We recorded it already. No, we didn't.
And then if you're on the $8 tier, you're also getting a full-length special broadcast of The Nexus where we're talking about The Wrath of Khan.
Oof.
And then a commentary where we're talking about what I think is the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, sorry, T2 Judgment Day.
Wow.
Fucking Commando commentary, dude. The Commando-mentary is going to be out. Awesome movie.
And I've not seen that movie yet. I will see it on Saturday when we record.
It's very exciting. It's going to be history. You get to see Steve being perverted by that violent, fun film.
That's right.
And I just want to quickly mention that the Nexus with our Star Trek Wrath of Khan, it's going to be a full, like, We Hate Movies length episode. It's because the Nexus is usually about an hour.
Yeah,
I just
it's
want to
gonna be a little
reiterate
long.
that this one is going to be, we'll see when we stop.
No.
I don't know. We might talk about it forever.
Don't worry. It will be absurdly long and not short. Like you know, don't worry about that. Don't you worry at all.
So with that in mind, patreon.com/WeHateMovies. Now, at hand this week is the second Terminator film, Judgment Day.
Skeleton Hand.
At Skeleton Hand, that's right, from 91. Of course, directed by James Cameron.
Who else could direct it?
What's that?
Who else could have directed it?
Nobody.
Jimmy boy.
Well, Mick G for one.
Yes.
God.
Oh, shit. Which one was... He did the one with Christian Bale?
He's the salvation.
Ooh, turd salad.
Yeah, he's when you're walking down, adjusting the bloody lights.
Oh, that's right. That was
Oh,
the
that was
lights
from
joke.
that movie.
Yeah.
That's
I believe
right.
so, yeah.
No,
And
that's
then-
good. No, that's good. Right in the lights. That's great. No, that's great.
Who did Genesis? Anybody?
I forget.
Was
You
it
ever see that,
Nimrod Ital?
Alan Taylor. He's a big Game of Thrones director.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was that guy that did that Honey Nut Crunch commercial where
Honey Nut Crunch? Is that what he was with? That's when Honey steps on his balls.
What is it? Cinnamon? No. What?
Honey Nut Crunch is the one where it's like a little Tasmanian devil looking thing.
Honey bunches of oats is what I'm thinking.
That's a real thing. I don't think
The Honey Nut Crunch doesn't exist.
I think there's a crunch cereal and there's a non-crunch cereal.
No, you know what? I'm on it because Honey Nut Crunch sounded too real to be fake.
Well, the oats one you're talking about, isn't the logo for that just a hand pouring the cereal into a bowl?
Yes.
You were thinking of Raisin Bran.
Oh, I
What the
see.
fuck does this have to do with fucking Terminator?
Well, no, the joke
just
a
a
while
delicious
ago.
Jeez, there was a joke buried in that?
Yeah, it
Let's
was like
check
that
the
guy
rearview mirror.
was a nobody director
Oh.
who directed Honey Nut Bunches of Oats or
Honey
Honey
Nut-
Nut Crunches commercials. Is the idea?
There's Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's what I'm thinking too.
No, look, fucking check this shit out. Kellogg's. All right, it's not the exact same thing.
This is not an ad, by the way.
No, but there's golden honey nut flavored Kellogg's Crunchy Nut cereal.
No one has ever heard of that.
It's been around for ages. Yes, it has.
It's fake cereal.
Maybe it has. I haven't heard of it.
we have to go
that's
back
probably
in
disgusting.
time to stop it. That's what we
We,
do.
you know what, we got to go back in time to do this episode correctly because it turned out cereal has become sentient.
Sentient.
Oh wow!
There
Yes,
it is.
Oh, we got to go back and kill the Cheerios bee. We got to kill.
Oh,
we gotta
that dude
take
had
him
it
right
coming
out.
anyway, though. Here's a date, though, speaking about going back in time. August the 29th, 1997. Do you guys know what happened on that
I have
day?
no idea.
That's fucking Judgment Day.
Oh shit!
3
wow.
billion dead.
very cool.
Thank God social media didn't exist at that point where everyone on August 29th, 1997, everyone like, oh my God, do you know what today is?
Oh, are we all going to be turned into burned skeletons? Ooh.
I mean, that's a risk every day for sure.
all those fucking countdowns, though, man. Like, I think the next one coming up is Blade Runner because that's 2019.
Right? Yes.
So you're going to have to suffer through that in a few months.
Oh, but
Yeah.
guess what? In Salvation, which I rewatched for this podcast, God help me.
I don't know.
all-
By the way, no one asked you to do that.
No, I just felt like doing it. But
You know you're not getting overtime for that, right?
what? But we talked. No, okay.
Every week, Chris puts in his time card.
What is that pile of time cards in the corner? Why is that? Oh, okay,
That's
But
unrelated.
The action of that movie is 2018
Oh, is it really?
when John Connor is 30 odd years
Wait,
old.
so they got it right for that one.
Yeah,
It's the hellscape.
hellscape with robots everywhere, bunch of drones.
But I want to start this by asking you a very important question that we sometimes ask, but I think this one people are like, well, no, we already know the answer to that. But did anyone see this in theaters?
No, I did not.
I saw this in theaters.
I didn't.
I was a
What are
little
you,
boy.
7?
Yeah, I
Wow.
think so. My parents were terrible. Very bad parents. I also saw Pulp Fiction in the theater.
This is why Eric and me bonded so quickly, is because my parents also brought me to this.
Oh,
Wow,
yes.
really?
Yes.
I saw this a million times on tape because my sister ruled the television with an iron fist when we were growing up, but she had a crush on Eddie Furlong, so it worked out.
Oh.
This movie always haunted my mind because when I saw it at 7, I kept on thinking about that chubby guy getting the pin through the eye or whatever.
Oh, the
sword.
hospital
Yeah.
security
Yeah.
guard?
Yes.
Him coming up from the floor is something that I remembered very vividly.
Exactly. That whole scene was
Yeah.
terrifying.
Well, that floor thing just reminds me of that Elvis Costello Spike album. Remember that album cover? It's all
No.
black and white
The
checkered faces.
T1000 is a walking album cover, to be honest. Like,
That's true.
Different
Later on,
kinds of bands, too,
Exactly.
at different points in his, configuration.
Exactly.
He's a sentient Peter Gabriel video.
I mean, like, not that you need
Oh
to know.
no, he's taken the form of the sledgehammer.
Oh no, he's kissing the frog.
That's Terminator Genesis. It all makes sense, Chris. It all makes sense.
What were you saying, Steve?
No, not that you needed to know this because you've probably seen this movie before, but this is the sequel to the massive hit Terminator 7 years later, wherein Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually a good Terminator this time, hunting down a bad Terminator named the T-1000, played by Robert Patrick.
That's right.
And yeah, that's the movie.
And Eddie Furlong, of course, is the young John Connor. Shut up, Terminator.
Introducing Edward Furlong.
That's right. Might as well have been saying goodbye at the exact same time.
Do they credit Donkey Lips up top?
Fucking Budnick, motherfucker.
sorry.
Yeah, dude, Donkey
yeah.
Lips cannot be found.
Danny Cooksey is like 6th billed in this movie. Like,
Yes.
his
Yeah, no,
agent had some money.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Danny Cooksey. Yeah, to answer your question, Kevin, he's up front in those opening
Jesus.
credits. Absolutely, he is.
Well, I mean,
two
there's not a lot of
scenes.
speaking part. Well, you got your Joe Morton, the great Joe Morton.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And Epatha Merkerson's lower, and she's got more presence.
Well, yeah.
Than Joe Morton?
No, then fucking Budnick.
I have more presence than Budnick.
That's
I
entirely
guess.
your autobiography.
Well, now that you cut off your ponytail.
Yeah.
Dude, that mullet is to beat the band. So yeah, we start very coolly. A lot of this movie has a little bit of trouble starting. I kind of feel like it's a little
Sort of like a We Hate Movies podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we love movies.
Yeah, it starts talking about cereal for no reason for 9 minutes. No, but it starts like you got your opening. What's her? Linda
Sarah
Hamilton.
Connor.
Linda Hamilton, who's amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
she's
it's
better
really
in
good.
this movie than she is in the other one.
I agree with that.
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's
First one.
fantastic. I actually think like literally, this movie is not nearly as good, and I don't know who else you would put in this movie other than Linda Hamilton in this exact mode. Sigourney maybe.
Sigourney's the only other one, and she's already got hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd just be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then you'd just be like Bruce Willising
But it's
her.
different because she's like so much like nastier in the right way. Like she's pissed off. She got PTSD. She's like really
it's a
like
great contrast from her role in the first film when
Yes.
she was a little more, I guess, being just thrust into the action. Now she's
It's all her like,
hardened.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that first movie.
And
yeah.
also her hair is not that great, but it's 1984. What are you gonna do?
She's got these awesome fucking combat bangs, dude, in this movie. Look
Yeah.
out.
So, but we open on Skull Beach, my favorite place in the world.
I love Skull Beach.
Dude,
It's-
here's a question I had about Skull Beach because one of the first shots of Skull Beach. First of all, actually
Yeah.
put a pin in Skull Beach for 2 seconds because
That's my favorite Mario Kart level, by the way.
Woo! Spring break is Skull Beach.
No, I'm curious because there's sort of like slightly different versions of this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So what were we all watching? Because I believe there's the version where
Theatrical.
I had, which I don't think is the theatrical, where you see when they're in Mexico and she has the dream of Judgment Day.
Oh no, that's in
That's in all of them.
I
Yes,
believe so.
yes,
Then
yes.
what is
The
cut
one
out of that?
The big one, the Michael Bean fantasy in the asylum
Yes.
is a big one.
Oh, okay. Which
And
I
then-
didn't have it when I was watching, so I must have been watching theatrical.
There's also a moment where like he says like he's a learning computer or whatever, but then like in one version it extends that like he had like a restriction on the chip, so then Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong are like operating on his head
Yeah, I've seen
in the
that
gas
once.
station.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen
okay.
that version once
So
too.
I
and
watched theatrical last night. By the way, I had to I had to buy it off Amazon because my fucking Blu-ray couldn't connect to the internet.
Are you
it was
serious?
like Skynet won't
Wait a
connect to
minute.
the internet.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you never press cancel?
I did press cancel multiple times.
Okay. Because
did.
I was really worried there for
No,
a
no, I
moment.
did press cancel, and I had to fucking buy the
Are you
fucking
serious?
That's insane.
thing. Skynet took over my fucking Blu-ray player and wouldn't let me play.
because they know people love this movie, and oh yeah, Chubby's gonna buy another copy.
Yeah,
We just
totally.
sabotage it.
Because like I need the internet to watch a fucking 30-year-old movie with 10-year-old fucking extra features on it.
That's insanely stupid. I hated that whole like blue link shit that they started up. I will say I watched this on my fucking 4K Blu-ray, and my God, is it beautiful.
It's I mean yeah, even on the Amazon the high def whatever it was.
Yeah.
I-
Oh, Bezos didn't cheap out on the high def for T2. Awesome.
Water it down.
All right, so sorry, Skull Beach.
Yeah, speaking of Jeff Bezos, we open on Skull Beach, where the workers have no rights. There's a bunch of skulls.
This is
Robots
Long,
have
Long
taken-
Island City, 2019.
taking over everything. And yeah, we get to see some walking around Terminators. They're shooting pink rifles at each other. It's awesome.
The first thing you see, though, and this was my question about Skull Beach, do you think there are dudes or ladies out there that have both, like a combination of a robot fetish and a foot fetish?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
If so, this first shot at Skull Beach is getting people fucking ruining chairs left and right.
What are
Because
those?
it is just this Terminator gam just crunches down on this skull. And I guess also crush fetishists are involved
Yeah,
in this
totally.
also.
Everybody's getting involved.
The trifecta dude, someone is blowing loads out there watching this robot foot come down.
Rewind it, fast forward,
Jim.
rewind it.
Jim, could you have it curl one of the feet? One of the Tootsies. I need the Tootsie.
Oh, ew, Tootsies, Kevin, shut up, ew.
I think what my Blu-ray player was trying to do is connect to the new feature that has a high heel on that.
Oh,
chair.
of course.
Yeah.
That's
they
what
gave the Terminator a Jessica Rabbit to fucking pop down.
but he's crushing skulls, which
I
is
love it.
gorgeous and
Yeah.
sexy, as we all know.
They're like shooting down helicopters in this scene.
The noises are great.
Yeah.
The thing is, we've never got this movie. This is the movie I wanted. I know that's what Salvation's sort of supposed to be, but
It
But
like,
it's
tried
not.
that.
But it's
But
not.
it's
But you were absolutely right. This is what needs to have been a film. Just give me John Connor commanding shit.
Yeah.
You can make the climax at the end. He has to get Reese to the fucking time tunnel or whatever.
sure.
And it would be incredible. Just
like-
shooting skeleton Terminators.
Follow that aesthetic though, like you know what I mean. Like there's a bunch of Terminators. You hear the noises. You kind of the swooping things and all
Those
sorts
flying
Yeah.
ones, are they alive? Do they have personalities?
Yeah, are they talking to people? What's
Right?
going on with those
of. They're in
guys?
Salvation, right? A little bit those swoopy guys.
There's a bunch of flying ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they have like Matrix Sentinels and
Yeah,
that
they got
shit,
a
right?
bunch of
See,
shit.
See, now that has been informed by other sci-fi that shouldn't have been added.
And
to
it was
the
like
mix.
2000 whatever. It was old beige and nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes.
all of it is warfare based, but you never get like, I want the beginning of Saving Private Ryan, but with Terminator.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
kind
sick.
of where I'm, and like you can't get that because everybody's like, no, there has to be story. No, there doesn't. Just shoot people and like make the horror of war the whole thing.
Give me, John Connor was supposed to be like a general, right? So he's just in a tent down on Skull Beach, sending everyone else to die, just like
Totally.
sipping tea and having crumpets there.
No, I'm sorry. We're going back to Skull Beach.
There's no running from Skull Beach.
Oh, cool. Awesome. 1997.
And Tom Hardy's landing on Skull Beach in that plane, and it's just like bopping up and down nonstop.
Well, I mean, we think that President Trump is bad. President Wireless Router, who is running this whole fucking world at this point, he is just a hellmouth.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
He's
I mean,
a horrible public speaker too.
Fuck, unplug him and then plug him back in.
God, he keeps having these rallies.
Oh, fuck, his light's blinking again. Shit.
What is the deal? Speaking of this timeline, you guys get a good look at this John Connor.
that's what I want. He doesn't. He looks like Matt McCoy, aka Lloyd Braun, a little bit.
He does.
Like
I was gonna say,
wartime Lloyd,
he looks
Lloyd Braun.
awesome.
He looks like the model that they based a drawing of a Mortal Kombat character off of.
Yeah, like Stryker's brother or
Yes.
something.
When Matt McCoy clearly made it with Frank Grillo, this man came out.
Yes,
Made it.
Man,
Wow.
that I would like to see.
honestly, Frank Grillo in like a real down and dirty Terminator War Skull. Frank Grillo in Terminator 10 Skull Beach.
Yeah.
That's the movie I want.
I could watch that. I could get behind that movie.
But by the way, I haven't been hearing much about your legislation lately. This is a huge problem here.
What? Terminator 2.
Terminator 2, and then Salvation, and then
Well,
no, Terminator 3.
Right.
do they
the-
say 3 in
Yes,
the third one?
3,
Oh, okay.
Rise of the Machines,
Then we
then
do Salvation,
Salvation,
which I recognize that at all, Senator.
and Genesis.
and then Genesis.
Oh, so,
yes.
yeah, it should be T4 Salvation, T5 Genesis.
And now the new one has thrown all this out except for T2, I guess. I read
1 and 2,
conflicting
yeah.
reports
No,
on this. I read
it's-
that 3 might be included in the canon, but I really hope not.
No,
Nick
I don't
Stahl's
think
like,
so.
please, 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 please.
Talk to the Hand, right? We did an episode on that.
We
We
did
did.
like 1,000
Holy
years ago.
Toledo.
Yeah.
So, he said we cut back to it's all like Linda Hamilton narration over this thing, and it's a great set piece. And we cut to Arnie getting all naked and in a cool
Yes.
sphere thing, which I
Yes.
love the sphere.
Yet another cheeky situation.
Here's my question. It goes to this question is for both Mr. Schwarzenegger and Mr. Patrick. Are we talking like sack cradles? Because how are we not hanging brain in
I'm
this movie?
seeing something with Patrick.
Really?
No, dude, I looked it over in 4K, Kevin. There's not a fucking tube
I
to
saw,
be
I saw
found.
something that could only be a penis.
No way. There's no fucking.
Was there
dick.
some side cock in there?
Well, maybe it's popping out like a little bit at the end. Did you go frame by frame? Get out some
Yeah,
binoculars?
it's like peeking out to see where the sniper is.
Oh, you're right around the corner. Like his fucking dick holds a little mirror around the corner.
Well, Ken, he's a liquid metal, Eric. He can
his
do what
dick
he wants.
could turn into a mirror.
I mean, but
Just like the Silver Surfer.
the question is, do they have dicks? You know, like
Absolutely.
why would
Right.
they have dicks?
they have to they don't want to be found out, dude.
Yeah.
You know, they're from like the military future where everyone is like stripped nude and deloused.
Got it.
And
Okay.
and
That's
it's
true.
It's not like they're going to separate their war bots from their sex bots. You know, you just do a whole line of the same
Exactly.
type.
They're just
Right.
pumping flesh throughout that factory. It would actually cost money to take the dicks off.
And they were all, you'll know this, they were all designed by Wang Ko.
Okay. We go to Arnold is naked. Beautiful Arnold.
It's
It's
awesome.
amazing.
Goes into
Stunning.
a roadhouse to get some clothes.
He fucks these bikers up good. This is awesome.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I love the fucking cigar getting put out on the chest. Oh,
There's like that weird Nazi knife that goes in his arm.
it's
and
a
he's just,
Nazi knife.
I don't know. Look a bit like a Nazi
That
knife.
knife's
Gotcha.
politics is terrible.
Well, yeah, he's picking on what looks like the brother of the father from The Witch. And like,
How does he match this older dude's clothes? You
it
know?
doesn't make any sense. He's humongous.
That's the thing is like, does the machine when it's doing that is it like it's gonna be a little tight but it'll work kind of a thing like it's a
I've
little.
detected that the shirt is spandex. It will expand to my physique.
Well,
I
he
need
doesn't
your
need-
shirt, your pants. I
He's
need
a
your
fucking-
boots.
Listen, no,
Your
no.
motorcycle is okay. Don't go anywhere. I want your sunglasses.
Does anyone wear an 11?
Listen, he's a fucking robot, and he
Sure.
doesn't need to be comfortable.
Okay.
He can wear tight clothes.
In this case, I would like to see the fat people. Please show me the fat people.
I think though it can't go the other way. He can't be wearing like baggy clothes because he's got to be like running around doing stuff.
Him walking around in like Kevin Smith jorts.
This was the best I could find. Wow,
no,
this is embarrassing.
I landed in the comic book convention. Great. I'll get that Spawn T-shirt from that enormous guy. That's
Oh
okay.
no, look at these jorts. Now I have to go on this podcast and talk about eating my wife's ass.
Oh, no belt. Thanks, Kevin.
No, I will
I'd
say,
rather
dude,
wear a barrel.
I have to say, I am
10
fucking,
years later, she still pones my cock.
I am, and granted, he had a heart attack, which is what caused it, which was a bummer. But I am fucking so impressed by Kevin Smith and the fucking weight loss. Have you seen this
Absolutely. Good for-
motherfucker?
Yeah, he looks great.
It's
Yeah, he does look
amazing.
great.
Looks better than he ever has. He's like a T-1000. This guy shapeshifted.
He'd have to be wearing a fucking ball cradle too. I'm telling you, I don't know how they're not hanging brain.
I-
you have to be fucking tucking that. Like
Maybe
it's,
they're
it's
so-
like a little half bikini or
Cold.
something.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like gone inside of them, or they're so hard that like it's like suspending the balls upwards. You know, like the whole sack and cradle lifts
sure.
with the mast of the ship.
I love the guy that gets the main guy who gets thrown on the stove.
Oh,
It's-
that's a tough thing.
It's really like a Wile E. Coyote thing. Like he lands on the stove, he's like, "This is fine." Oh no, it's hot. No, it's hot. No, it's hot.
And can I tell you, I burnt my hand on like an open stove like
Okay.
that one time. And you do take. It was a weird like. It was in a room that was like. You know,
Terminator through you.
no, it was like we were in like a cabin type situation. So you're putting like wood in it or whatever, and it was heating the house kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
a thing. And it was located in the kitchen of this cabin, and I just like everybody was talking in the kitchen, and I went to like
Make a Pop-Tart.
lean in the conversation, and I leaned on this fucking stove, and it was like and it was definitely like a second or two before I was like no, and I had this fucking like green burn on my hand.
Oh wow.
So I totally see where this biker's coming from.
And he takes the stuff and he gets all dressed in the cool motorbike outfit. This other fat guy's like, "I can't let you take that man's motorcycle, son."
Yeah. Oh, this dude's awesome. He looks like the fat guy who's the super on Friends.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so you could strip a dude naked, beat him, humiliate him, stab him, but taking his ride.
Yeah.
that's
You
where the
take
lines
the
go,
hog.
Well, because
Yeah.
the hog is life, dude. The hog is life.
I guess.
They all have that tattoo. Hog is life.
But he takes his shotgun from him. He takes his sunglasses on, and this is a big D- for me.
Uh-oh.
You cannot play "Bad to the Bone" at this part. You got
No, you absolutely
find any other song.
No.
fighting back on this, and I'll tell you why.
What?
I'm
because-
joining your caucus, sir.
This musical cue sets the tone. This lets you know
That
this
he's
isn't the
bad to the
19
bone.
This isn't the 1984 Terminator.
Gotcha.
It adds
There's a
levity.
new tone to this, and it's slightly ridiculous. But bear with us. We want you to have fun.
We're having fun here. That is exactly what that establishes.
Chris, are you gonna break any ties here or not? so much?
I'm with Steve.
All right.
Fuck it. I mean, it's just. I mean,
Thanks, Chris. Wow, what insight.
But if you did like a chilling score there, I feel like it
No,
just
I
feel
buy that.
off compared to all the comedy elements.
Get some Van Morrison in there or something.
Van Morrison.
She was a brown-eyed girl.
I'm going to take this motorbike into the mystic.
It's a beautiful night for the moon dance. And,
Hurdy-gurdy man.
Oh no, that's Donovan.
Oops. Oops.
oh, he's good too. Season of the week.
But yeah, all right, so that's fine. Then we cut to Patrick. Fucking tight buns on this gentleman.
Jesus, dude. I gotta say though, you can definitely tell there's like some makeup on this ass.
what do you
Because
mean?
like nobody's ass is this like smooth and perfect. Come on.
I was
Arnold too, honestly.
I was surprised that Arnold has some chest hair in that first scene.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
in 4K.
Yeah,
Arnold, I missed it.
Arnold, wait, we got to get Ross in here. All right. Got to pamp, turn the cheek.
Dude, if I'm doing this kind of nudity, there better be someone pamping my cheeks, you know? So he's wearing leather pants now. That's cool.
The Arnold is.
There's a great
Yeah.
moment at the end of the movie I noticed this time when we're in the like Terminator factory at the end. There's a part where Arnold, I don't recall what exactly he's doing, but he fucking bends over and you can see these leather pants just hanging on by a thread. The pants are like, oh, please keep it together. Keep it together.
Jim, I've split another pair. Jim.
It's like the boat from Spider-Man Homecoming. Come on.
Like James Cameron, it's like an IMDb Tribune trivia fact was James Cameron had to buy a herd of cows just to get all the leather for the pants.
Oh wait, I dropped my love mic. No, Arnold, stand. I'll get it. I will get it, Arnold. Arnold, thank you. That's what,
Oh, look, a quarter.
no, Arnold. That's what production assistants are for, Arnold. But one thing that I think that would be cool, like because it's Robert Patrick. He is Robert Patrick. He's naked. A cop comes, gets him. He assumes the form of the cop, but
he's not that cop.
no,
though.
but that's what I mean. Like it's just some blonde cop.
He just takes his uniform.
It
right?
should be like a thing where he's a silver boop, and then
Yes.
like Robert Patrick, the cop, comes,
Ah.
and then he gets him.
You're totally right. I was actually thinking about this watching it this afternoon.
Silver boops.
Silver boobs all over the place, dude. Silver spoobs too. No, but you're totally right. And it's a weird that like Robert Patrick is the T-1000's fucking factory setting, I guess is the idea. But yeah, it should be a thing where Robert Patrick's like on the beat and then like the glob comes up like the cold open of an X-Files
This is
episode.
the last corpse he saw. Don't worry about it.
How do
Before
we
he-
know?
Before he got shot into the... I don't know.
Oh.
What do you know?
Well,
What does
you're
anybody
saying,
know?
you're saying that this T-1000 murdered Robert Patrick like off
Well,
screen. and
before
we
he
didn't
got
see it?
into the time machine thinger,
Like he was a guy from the future.
he was just like looking
okay,
around.
I'm gonna be the folk singer from 2029, Bobby Harrison. It's gonna be hilarious. No one's gonna get it, but it's gonna be funny to me.
that would be incredible.
Why are you looking like Bobby Harrison? I'm the only, anyone else get that?
Wow, what a fantastic choice for your default setting.
Oh, is Arnold look like some celebrity from the future then?
Oh, that makes sense too.
Oh, totally. Maybe it's an actual like action star. Do they
Right.
make? They probably don't make movies.
No, yeah.
Ah, Jack Slater.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh,
Speaking
shit.
of T-1000's also in that movie,
Yes.
Last Action Hero, and apparently he's got. I read today. I don't remember, but apparently he's got a cameo in Wayne's
Yes,
World.
he
Of
does.
course he does. You don't remember that?
No,
When Wayne is racing from Aurora to Chicago, or he's making some big drive, he gets pulled over. And the cop comes up and it's Robert Patrick, and he just goes, "Have you seen this boy?" And Mike Myers turns to the camera and screams, and then drives off. It's fucking hilarious.
It's a really good move.
It's like the third act, like he's racing to Cassandra. and he
I
gets
gotta
pulled over.
rewatch that. It's been many moons and a many green.
They were fucking quick on that too, because this was 91 and Wayne's World was 92.
So they're naked because they're that. No.
God,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
They're naked because the clothes can't go through the time tunnel. You can't give them weapons.
Which
or
is a
anything.
great detail.
But hair
No,
product.
no, you gotta be naked. Yeah,
Even
clothes
though-
won't go through it.
Flesh or clothes to these guys.
Yeah. Or but where is the hair product there? Like both these guys come out gelled to the max.
Or is
That's
that
true.
it's just synthetic hair?
Oh,
right?
I see.
Yeah, everything else is real flesh for some reason.
Oh, but it's like
just
horse
synthetic.
hair.
Yes, exactly.
It's like doll hair. Don't give me a haircut. I cannot grow it back.
That is great in Genesis how he's got like gray hair.
Oh,
I
does
do
he?
appreciate that because in Genesis he's that original Terminator model, and it's like he's just grown old.
Oh,
Because all the
Yeah.
you
flesh ages.
like
but
he
the
just gets
metal
old.
doesn't, yeah.
It's actually a kind of nice thing, and I wish they could have stolen that idea and figured out something for Brent Spiner. Because I feel like there is some connection to be made between how they aged the Terminator in Genesis
That's a great
to how we could
idea.
have Data on the fucking Picard
because
show.
like Data wants to be human to the point where he wants to be mortal and die, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Captain, I want to die.
Yeah, Captain,
Why
I
not?
can't be doing these fucking poetry readings for eternity.
I got the love handle chip. My question: who wins, Data versus Terminator?
Oh, Terminator.
Terminator, of course. Hands down.
I mean, I guess Data's smarter, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Are you funny? Are you trying to play with me? Of course.
No,
not.
I mean, I
What the
just
fuck?
I don't know.
No, because I think it would be a thing where, like, just due to the nature of the universe where Data comes from, he would try to talk to this Terminator.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a
And the
problem.
Terminator would just rip his fucking robot head off. No problems there.
Ed 209.
yeah,
There maybe
something.
you're talking.
or maybe they bond, right? They're both kind of technically cyborgs, right? So maybe or androids, whatever. And maybe they could like
Okay, how about you teach me the piccolo and I will teach you how to
Right?
kill.
exactly, and then they could start killing people together.
All right, now in exchange for my murder skills, you can teach me everything you know about Sherlock Holmes.
Or it's natural born killers, but with Arnold and Data. Like Arnold rescues Data from his domineering father's house, Picard. Like
Oh,
they
yes.
both kill Picard.
Oh, it's Picard, but he's still dressed like Rodney Dangerfield.
Exactly.
And it's Patrick Stewart getting drowned in a fish tank.
Yep.
They're in a jail and they've just got Linda Hamilton's head on a spike running around.
Not a bad idea. I'd watch this movie.
At some point, we're introduced to John Connor's home life, which
Yes.
is so Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor is in a mental institution.
Sure.
And so John Connor has these fucking I keep wanting to say step parents, but it's not step parents.
foster
they're
parents.
foster parents. One of which is Xander Berkeley is the dad.
And the mother is Alvarez from Aliens,
Yeah.
the tough
Oh wow.
Jim Cameron alum there.
Oh, like that.
He's good about that James Cameron.
Yeah, he takes care of his
He'll bring him back.
Yeah,
You think he's asking all these people if they want to be an avatar and he's not getting phone calls back?
I'm sure some of them were blue people.
Fucking
Oh, you
sucks
think so?
ass that just due to the nature of the universe and there being no God at all, that fucking Bill Paxton can't be in any of those Avatar movies.
yes.
Because I'll tell you what.
Or
What?
Tarkin him in, dude.
Oh, no way, dude.
We're going to Tarkin Town.
Don't Tarkin Paxton, man.
Jeanette Goldstein is this woman's name. She's great in Aliens and this, actually. But
yeah.
foster parents get a bad rap in this movie. Like
Oh, yeah.
there is
Foster parents get bad raps in lots of movies.
they are the salt of the earth. They're like, hey man, like you had a tough. First of all,
Well-
find somebody who wants to adopt a 10-year-old kid, like a little old and a little long in the tooth
Well,
for
you
a
know
kid.
what? Take a long and hard look at them first, because why do they want that kid? Think about that.
That's
Steve.
the thing.
That's
Yes,
what, you know.
Steve, you're halfway correct.
Okay.
And there are genuinely good people that try to foster children, but then there are foster parents like these people.
Okay.
Who
Who
it's
are-
like it's a paycheck.
Who the
It's a-
finger thing means the money.
Well, it's also, and then you got this other subsect of these foster parents that are into torture porn and
Well, sure.
making it themselves.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you know, sorry to crack the rose tinted glasses on Steve Sadak
So really,
here,
Steve,
but
what we're trying to tell you is you need to start watching SVU because the
There's
fostering
bad
system is
people.
broken.
There's
There's
bad people.
bad people
Okay,
out there.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally
yeah,
fair. I'm
that's
just
why
saying,
Skynet was being good.
But all this woman is like, "Hey, John, could you clean your room?" And you know, and he's like, "You're not my mother."
Yeah,
Meh.
it's not an unfair request. She says to Xander Berkeley, like, he hasn't cleaned his room in over a month.
Sure.
What the fuck is Xander Berkeley doing here? It's in the middle of the day.
Dude, it's his-
and he's watching a boxing match.
I saw this movie at a
Could be a
bar.
Saturday. Side note.
Could
Side
be,
note.
could totally be a Saturday. I also saw this movie on at a bar in Baltimore after we played our show. It was like, and I couldn't leave the bar because it was just playing. It was like the perfect bar movie that I've ever seen.
It's fucking tough to break away from this movie no matter where you are.
Or
but
the
I
bottle.
I realized for the first time it's Todd's day off. Todd had
Yeah.
a real rough week. The
Yep.
boss was chewing him out. He just wants to have a beer, the boxing match. Maybe he's gonna go over to Mickey's later, watch some football, maybe play some pool.
Also, clearly Todd is a boxing fan because it's the middle of the day, and what fucking fight is in the middle of the day?
When?
So he taped it. He fucking taped it for his day off. And all he wants to do is pretend that he doesn't have this foster son, which I totally understand because you get a look at this kid. That's the other thing, man. Fucking read the menu when you're looking for these kids. Dude, if you came across Edward Furlong, no fucking way are you signing the papers.
And worst case scenario, you adopt Edward Furlong. You look, it's 10 years old. He's 10 years old.
It's 10 years old.
He'll grow out of it, maybe. You know what I mean? We can get him a good haircut in a couple years. And then all of a sudden, fucking Danny Cooksey starts showing up at your house with a mullet and a denim vest. You're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's the worst part about fostering Edward Furlong is that Budnick is along for the ride.
Exactly.
And you've just got a Budnick kid in your house, and his name might as well be Critter, because look at that fucking mullet. Just look at that mullet. That kid is out playing in the dirt all the time.
Just take
Roadie
Matilda
kid.
next time.
Todd is buying a very souped up liquor cabinet with the best lock available.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely, because you know this kid's picking locks, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these little criminal
Also
masterminds.
noses, I bet, as well.
Oh, Budnick's digging for gold, dude?
I think so.
So he goes, your mom says clean your room. She's not my mother, Todd.
Oh, shit.
And he
That
fucking
means-
blasts off on his little fucking dirt bike.
That means Todd's not his father either.
Yeah, it's a
Whoa.
double diss.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Double diss.
Whoa.
Yeah, this kid's just spitting in Todd's face
Whoa.
on his fucking day off.
You know what, Jeanette? I talked to him.
Now watch the fucking fight, please. Can I, Jeanette? Can I?
Oh, come on, Todd. It's not even the fight. It's just one of those clip tapes.
Oh, he's watching bloopers?
I'm waiting for the blooper. He's going to punch him and his pants are going to fall down. All right?
Look, I'm watching Little Mac fight King Hippo, okay?
By the way, Robert Patrick looks up John Connor in the police computer.
Sure.
And one thing I love about on the screen on the police computer is it's like reading off all the stats. It's like natural mother,
Yeah.
Sarah Connor, natural father, unknown.
Oh, that's right, dude. Would it have been better if you had just said time traveler?
But it's just funny for me. It's natural father, just
Right.
as a thing.
Yeah, all cops
it's just,
know that.
It's just funny to me.
It's a
The
database.
computer's telling me the natural father.
Do you think it's the intention of T-1000 to seek out a cop because of the access? Is that a strategic
Yeah,
move?
I
Definitely.
No, he kills the first person.
He does. Yeah, it's a little bit of
Oh,
both.
do you think he'd like if it was a jogger? He'd just like have athletic clothes on the entire movie.
Yes, I would like that. A big Nike swoosh.
T-1000 sponsored by Nike.
Hey, have you seen this kid? I'm running for charity.
Have
Shrug.
you seen this swoosh?
So we cut to Sarah Connor, who's in a mental institution. Again, Linda Hamilton is awesome in this whole sequence. The one thing that Kyle Reese didn't teach her is how to fool a psychiatrist. Like,
She's so fucking bad at it.
because Kyle's got to be like, listen, and and the whole world is going down. And by the way, if a therapist ever asks you about this, keep mum on the whole thing.
One day,
Yeah.
a wily old man.
Oh, damn it!
Start asking questions about your psychosis.
Well, what I don't understand about this is the same therapist from the first one.
Yes.
And somehow he's followed her case all the way to this mental
Oh,
asylum.
dude, yeah, it's Loomis, dude.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
kind
the
of
Loomis.
like a bit.
Sarah, get your ass away from that robot.
But he was in the police station when the big assault on the police station happened. Did
Yeah,
he
but
just
he doesn't
blank it
believe-
out?
No, dude, he didn't blank it out, but he doesn't believe that it was a robot from the future.
Those are bangs like a doll's bangs.
He just thinks it was
Lifeless
like
bangs.
some like maniac.
Who got shot 70,000 times and just got right through it.
What I love is he's walking through like a new crop of doctors, and he's talking about her case.
What is? I'm sorry, but what is like? What are the circumstances behind this? Because it's Dr. Silberman, who's
Yeah.
the dude we're talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah, who's great.
There's a couple other doctors, but then there's like a couple of cops there. Like, what is this evaluation?
I
It's
think
the fucking exposition
actually,
evaluation.
it's definitely the exposition evaluation, but it's probably got something to do with she's only in the mental institution because she got arrested because of all the shit she did at that computer factory, and this is what's keeping her out of real jail, but keeping her in.
I see.
She's still serving a sentence of some kind.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
Theoretic.
convicted of something?
I think
Yeah,
so.
she
right?
tried to blow up the computer company.
No, I know, but she's in the booby hatch though, which isn't necessarily like you're convicted of anything.
No, yeah, but yeah, it's,
She was, and then I think she was.
Well, there's bars
Transferred,
all
yeah.
over the place, so I definitely think it's like a state-run facility of some kind. Like,
Well, they
maybe
got Lecter in there, dude.
but he's
Oh,
walking around
dude, they should let them all out. Like
Oh.
when they're breaking her out.
when he's walking around with these people. He's like, and this one over here thinks she's her husband's from the future, and everyone's like laughing. It's like a cocktail party. I'm like, do therapists do this? Like, make fun of
Yes.
their patients' delusions behind their back?
I'm not surprised at all to hear this.
Film has taught me that. Like, look how Garland Green is depicted in the events of Con Air. Everyone's laughing about that.
Yeah, there is nonstop talking shit about Steve Buscemi in that movie.
That's very true. This is the deleted scene, which is such a good deleted scene. Like,
Yeah.
get that out of that. Michael Biehn has no place in this movie.
No.
I mean, it's a good idea, but the scene is so bad. If you've ever seen it,
I think I saw it on YouTube once.
Yeah.
I forget what it is. So
on your feet, soldier. It's
Oh,
like him,
yeah.
like trying to like.
fucking Force Ghost.
Yeah, and he's like
Yeah.
pumping up. He's like, "Our son's in trouble. You've got to help
Oh,
him." And
fuck
like,
that.
Yeah.
it's bad.
Fuck
It's
Which
so
is
bad.
stupid because it's so much more effective when John Connor and the Terminator come to the hospital to break her out and she like sees him for the first time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way that the cut of the film plays is it's unexpected.
Yes.
A ghost hasn't been fucking prepping her for this moment.
But it also makes the impulse him rather
Yeah.
than
Exactly.
her.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
ridiculous.
You think MRAs had a lot of problem with this movie when this came out in the 90s? Like, oh man, where did this woman learn how to fight? How did she learn how to do push-ups? I don't understand any of
Well,
it.
I think this was the flashpoint for them, really, because she's been dating ex-Green Beret psychos.
You know,
Well, she's also hanging in fucking Mexico with Uncle Enrique.
the MRAs were idolizing the dude who's like licking her face and coming up. They're like, yeah, man, maybe if I just become like a correctionals officer.
And then they all did.
Apparently, Linda Hamilton was getting fucking pissed off at that guy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not for the face licking, but I guess he kept like flubbing some line or some shit. And then like when she was hitting him with that fucking broom handle later, like she was really hitting this guy.
Oh, that was when he was trying to hit her with the baton.
yeah.
She
like-
got pissed because he was hitting her with baton and was doing like lightly and wasn't
Oh,
like
is
they
that what
couldn't
it
get
was?
the shot right.
Oh,
And so she kept on getting hit with this fucking baton for like an hour.
Yeah, so Patrick comes to the house.
One of my favorite scenes.
And he's like, is John Connor here? And this is the thing about the T-1000. The T-1000 has all sorts of upgrades. It can make small talks. It can compliment your children. No Austrian accent whatsoever.
Yeah, now with 100% no accent.
He's a good looking boy. By the way, the amazing
Good-looking
part
boy.
of this scene, and if you don't think about it, you'll never think about it. So think about this.
Okay.
Xander Berkeley says to him as the cop, he's like, yeah, there was a big guy on a bike came by looking for him earlier. Is that
Right.
anything to do with this? Arnold Schwarzenegger meets the foster parents
Yes.
off screen. We don't know what that was about.
Yeah, you're totally
I would
right.
be way more disturbed answering the door to the cops after some giant hulking monster asked me about where my child was.
You wouldn't open the door after that's your morning. This weirdo showing up.
Hello, can I see John Connor? No reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not have the small talk thing. I can't do the compliment of your son.
I have to protect him. Oh, okay.
John
the
Connor,
accent
please.
is what it is.
John Connor, please. Not processing. No, John Connor. Where John Connor?
I'm only a T-800. I can only do this conversation so far.
He's just like standing across the street all day.
Look, they're about to get to the bloopers, okay?
Dude, it's awesome. They're just filming Arnold Schwarzenegger on the sidewalk across the street, and the sun's going over the sky, and it's fucking petty. And the waiting is the hardest part.
I will wait here until John Connor returns.
Initiating protocol. Waiting.
Amendment waiting.
Hey man,
politely.
you gonna wait out there all day? Try to watch fucking bloopers in here.
Later in the day, he's naked again. Everybody's taking his clothes.
I like to curl into a ball just like when I travel. That's how I sleep.
Restoring energy. No, but we go to
Wait, I'm sorry, because the line.
Please.
I think throughout this conversation, we're going to be pointing out, because one of my favorite parts about this screenplay, or about this movie, is the screenplay, in that there are just so many lines that you were like, It's not necessarily from another movie entirely, but like the delivery of them is fucking hilarious. And one here is Robert Patrick. When he asks for the photo of John Connor, she gives him the photo and he goes, "He's a good looking boy. Can I keep this picture?" The fucking delivery of "Can I keep this picture?" Like the beat that he takes is so awesome.
And then I'm just imagining a scene from Happiness.
Yes.
Like going out to the fucking car with Tiger Beat.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he couldn't even make it home, dude. The parking
But
lot.
thankfully he's a robot and doesn't have sexual impulses.
Damn, I should have asked for a picture. If only I had the upgrade the T1000 does. Still walking around blind here.
Doesn't Arnold
John
say...
Connor, your son? Yes, right?
Doesn't Arnold say in this movie, though, that he is a T-101?
He does, but then I've also read that he's a T-800.
He's a T-800.
Well, he's a T-800 in the first movie, but is that necessarily the same model as this guy?
I think it's 800. It's like the 101 series. It's the new Acura T800 101 series.
This Christmas, surprise your wife by fucking buying a Terminator in secret and putting it out in the driveway with a bow on it.
I think it's 101 because it's like the entry level. Like if you go to take a college class, you know, it's just, that's all I know.
Oh, well, that's the thing is I kind of want to see all of them through. Like the T200 is Dylan Baker.
Oh, it'd be amazing. That would be amazing.
Danny DeVito's the T450.
How are they getting worse?
Michael Shannon, the T1100.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fuck.
That's more
Is your
like it.
boy home? Yeah, no, go fucking get him. I'll wait.
I'm a
Yeah,
learn-
I'm a robot.
I'm a learning computer. Hep, hep, human. Hep, hep, that's laughter.
He's a good looking boy. I'm going to kill him.
Yep, you better pray to whatever God you believe in. Yep.
Yeah, the only difference between me and the T1000, I'm just a little more menacing.
I don't have to do much to scare you.
Yeah, the other one, he waited across the street. I'm going to wait right here.
Yeah, my left eye got messed up in the time tunnel.
All right, no. We gotta send T1000 back in time again because that one didn't work out. Because when he asked for that boy's photo, it took a different turn, and the parents were so disturbed.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand here at the foot of your driveway and you can try to do nothing about it.
You know, I can turn my hand to a spatula.
So, more T1000 hunting. He finds a young Nikki Cox, by the way.
Nikki Cox?
She was on that show,
The-
Happily Never After.
Yeah.
The
Redheaded woman?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is what he's asking for directions.
Yes, and he's like,
Galleria. I think he's at the Galleria.
and the Galleria?
I love it. I love it so much.
What
Robert
is
Patrick
that? Like
is great.
What is that? Like a sandwich shop?
I really feel like he
Did I
has.
go to Roman time?
Do I have to go see a painting? Shit.
I kind of want more Robert Patrick. I understand why there's less of him. It makes him more effective in every scene he's in, but I do want so much more of him because he's so good in this movie.
He's fucking. This is a career best for Robert Patrick.
course.
He knows it. I know it. We all know it.
Ooh, The Sopranos.
The Sopranos is fantastic.
This is better. He's awesome on that, though.
Him trying to kill himself
Oh,
on a
that
pool
is-
table.
One of the most unintentionally funny things you'll ever see.
So I just want to mention it quick because it comes into play later. John Connor does hack an ATM machine.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna bring this up, dude. The ATM hack.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Easy money.
Yeah, they got cameras on that now. Though.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you can't be pulling that shit. I love though that it's totally like Barton Millhouse.
Yes.
Like they just take all this money that they stole and they just go to the fucking arcade. Wow, what an arcade this is, by the way. It's
a great
the
arcade.
Galleria in L.A.
They got-
checked it out.
They've got They've got Missile Command. They got the old stuff. Got some Afterburner going.
Trog. Did
Trog.
you
Oh,
see
I
Trog?
missed Trog in the background.
Wasn't that Joan Crawford movie? It's called Trog.
Yes.
It's a Joan Crawford video game.
Welcome to a video game with Joan Crawford.
And
host this for you.
so they're playing video games. The T1000 finds Danny Cooksey first, and like Danny Cooksey's good. But he's like, oh, I never saw that dude before.
It's a smooth move right here from Budnick.
But certainly this fucking Nerdmeister rats them out. This
Did you
dude's a
see-
fucking
oh my
huge
God.
nerd.
This greasy mullet that this nerd has. Did you get? Listen, guys. Did you get a look at that nerd?
I did get a look at that nerd.
Excuse me, dude. This guy looks like such a fucking nerd.
Of course, he's ratting people out to the cops. The cops are like, hey, did you see this kid? I don't know anybody.
You know what
Yeah.
he looks like, by the way? I bet you anything if you looked it up somewhere and found it, he looks exactly like Jeff Goldblum's middle school photo.
Well, yeah, Budnick gets a B. An A would have been like, oh, you know what? I just saw him across the way
I also-
over at the Spencer's Gifts.
I
Yeah.
love that this is Budnick's exit too, because
Yes.
eventually the cop spot, the nerd rats him out. He runs and like Budnick's trying to like
Run
save his
interference a little
friend.
bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
run interference and say, no, I think I saw that kid over that way. And Robert Patrick just fucking shoves Budnick like
Dude,
off screen, presumably off planet.
Budnick gets shoved out of the movie entirely.
It's amazing.
That's it for Budnick.
Never to be seen again.
If it was the first movie, he would have been shoved into a video game unit and exploded or something.
Yeah.
Like, that.
Or maybe he's having like a Tron side adventure throughout the events of this film.
Well, no, then Robert Patrick would just come into the arcade and open fire on everything.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But so this is the famous hallway scene. Eddie Furlong is running away.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Dude, Pepsi guy gets it real bad in this.
Oh, is he a Pepsi delivery man?
Oh,
This guy? I thought he was a janitor.
He's holding a Pepsi.
He's a Pepsi enjoyer.
He,
I see.
see, the Pepsi enjoyer is coming towards him, and then behind him is a Pepsi machine, so that you know
Yes.
you could get more Pepsi even if you have a Pepsi.
Pepsi, the drink you should be drinking when you get shot to death. This dude gets fucking wasted in the crossfire.
Whew. There is there's a Guns N' Roses song early in the movie. Arnold takes a shotgun out of a box of roses,
Yep.
a gun and roses.
Yep.
Really?
Wow. You know what?
Is that an IMDb trivia?
No,
talking?
no. Just say it. Actually,
I've literally never thought of that, but I think you're totally right.
Yeah.
Right there. That's
Did-
a
I
little bit
love
of a
the
nod.
G and
Did anyone else see the music video for this song
Oh no, I
that
mean,
they did for it? It's mostly
Is there just a bunch of Terminator feet?
There's, well, there should be, but no, it's mostly clips. Except for there is fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger with a gun, and you can't do this today. Just walking through a concert, looking at fucking Axl Rose.
yeah, they didn't let me do that last time. Last time he came, I was like, "Let me see Axl Rose." I'm like, "Sir, you can't bring a gun here." I don't give a shit.
It's the name of the show. Look at the marquee.
It is around here we are introduced to Joe Morton.
Woo!
As Miles Dyson, the brains at Skynet, or what will launch Skynet at Cyberdyne, of
yes.
course. He's got some like intern calling after him right
Yeah.
here. Where basically the point of this scene is to reveal Miles Dyson, but also or introduce him, and also show that Cyberdyne already has this leftover Terminator arm.
Well, somebody wants to. The intern's like, we need to sign it out. Somebody wants it. I'm
I
like,
think they're taking it. They're taking it on a walk.
We're like, for another birthday party. All right. They want more pictures of the Terminator arm.
Hey kids, it's Army, the Terminator arm. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
And now this is from the Terminator of the first film's events.
Yes.
Well, because that Terminator gets like crushed in a thing.
Yeah,
right?
A hydraulic press of some kind.
Yeah.
And then,
So
but his arm is like clearly out,
sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've taken it and now they're doing research on it. And this arm.
And the brain chip as well.
Yes.
Right. And so this arm and chip will then lead to the creation of Skynet. It's a weird circular thing. And right here is where I realize,
It's
like,
all
if you
circular.
start thinking even just the littlest bit about the time travel
sure.
logic of this movie,
Don't.
your head will explode.
Well, it's because time takes place all at once. So it totally makes sense.
This movie tries to get around that. Later in the movie, Furlong is talking to Schwarzenegger. He's like, yeah, I guess my dad actually is Kyle Reese, who only came back from the future. You think about it, makes your head hurt a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it does, Terminator 2.
Yes, things that don't make any fucking sense hurt my brain a lot.
So I gotta grow up to send my buddy back in time to fuck my mom. And if I don't, I cease to exist.
you might forget, but that is the plot to Terminator Salvation.
Yes.
Is that fucking Kyle Reese gets taken by the machines and he has to go fucking get it.
See,
oh,
if
right. Because then
someone
if he's not freed to go back in time, none of the shit will happen.
Yes, Kyle
Right.
Reese, played by the late Anton Yelkin.
That's
All
right.
right.
Now
Oh,
it would be
jeez.
if they did that well. They leaned into Skull Beach, Steve's Skull Beach idea, and did that well. And it was all about fucking Kyle Reese needs to go back in time to score. It would be fucking great. But Mick G and the way they shot that movie and all the bad elements they added.
John Connor is like Gavin McInnes, and he's like, you can't come. You can't come, Kyle.
Kyle, it's no Fap November.
But also, isn't my mom hot? Look how hot my mom is.
Look at this picture of my mom.
Do you like the headband?
Second question. In this room, this white room that's got the chip and the arm, the arm survives, the chip survives.
Was there also like alien skull in there?
No, I'm just curious if they any Terminator teeth just in a drawer kind of loose. Just a bunch of Terminator teeth.
What like weapons advantage would the teeth give?
You got to put that under your pillow, and the computer fairy will come and take the teeth, and give you the chip.
There's one more teeth left. All of my Terminator teeth.
Looks like I'm getting $20.
Now there's nothing left. My house is empty.
So this enters one of the best sequences of the movie, which is the motorcycle dirt bike chase with the big semi truck.
With the truck there. It starts off fucking awesomely so Eddie Furlong's on his stupid dirt bike. He cuts off this trucker, and the ADR on this trucker. So Robert Patrick, he's doing hilarious robot running, and he runs out,
which is beautiful. He's so menacing, just running.
It's great,
it's amazing.
And there's like this trucker that's like, wow, that kid pulled in front of me. Well, whatever. And he just goes, it's the flattest ADR. He's like, damn it. And then Robert Patrick opens the door and pulls this guy out, and he just goes, ugh, ah. And you see this guy fall on the sidewalk, and that's it. But it launches this fucking great chase scene. This is through the LA River and all of this. It's fucking
beautiful
awesome.
LA River,
It
right,
is.
everyone?
This is why I like We Love Movies Month. Last night I'm watching this movie in the middle of the week. I'm eating defrosted chili, just having myself a little bit of a weeknight there.
Defrosted chili.
Oh yeah,
It's
man.
what you eat right before you start considering suicide.
Right.
And I'm sitting there just kind of watching a movie, and I'm like, oh shit. This is pulse-pounding action right now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm getting excited in my house by watching this movie.
Absolutely. It's not. I couldn't say the same for Poinsettias for Christmas, which I was watching.
Oh, I've seen that movie recently.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I watched it
Poinsettias.
the day after Thanksgiving.
What is this?
You'll have to read our recent issue of the Big Daddy Dispatch to find out.
Oh, boy.
It's a fucking lifetime Christmas movie.
Interesting. Well, I guess you'll have to just sign up at patreon.com/WeHaveMovies for that.
That's right. I will say a thing that fucking holds up here, and it's crazy that it holds up here. All of the CGIing Arnold's face on this biker as all the stunts are happening, it all totally holds up. It looks fucking great. And as far as T-1000 being the jelly man, it doesn't look mind-blowing, but for what it is,
it holds up
91 for fucking 91.
I
It
know.
looks amazing.
It looks better than shit that you see now because
It looks better than the new Terminator movies they've been doing.
Yes, I agree. Because it's more reined in. They knew they had to shoot around it as opposed to we'll just do it later.
Well, yeah, because it's supposed to be spackle, not the whole fucking thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Exactly.
This is where we get Arnold, though, he, after the big chase or whatever, he's explaining to Eddie Furlong what T-1000 is, and we get the liquid metal.
he's liquid
fucking
metal.
Great. Oh, my God.
He's a bit of an upgrade. Look, I'm an older model. I can still get the job done.
And to Eric, who was asking about this, he's a cybernetic organism.
When I'm pumping iron and then it feels like I'm spraying liquid metal. When I'm with a woman, it feels like I'm doing liquid metal.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna check out my foster parents because
Negative. They are deadbeats.
in my old Terminating days, I'm not the Terminator anymore. I hung all that up, but that's the first place I would go.
Look,
Let me
I have
think
the
like a
inside track on what this guy's going to do, okay?
Listen, I killed a lot of children and I would go there first.
Let's just stop with the Terminator. I'm the Happinator.
In my old Terminating days, man. Oh, it was rough. I've turned over a new leaf, though. I protect
Yes,
children.
I am now the Happinator. I do a bunch of happenings around LA. It's very cool art scene, kind of influenced by the Fluxists. And
It's a great performance piece I have coming up. You walk into the gallery, there's nothing but a framed photograph of me holding a broom, but I am secretly underneath the floor masturbating, and you can hear it pumped over the PA system. It's great.
under it says it made that my buddies get, they do little, in human form, they make these words, and it says, in French, it says, this is not a robot. It's very, very deep.
Dude, Terminator performance art, man. I would check it out.
You should come out. We're doing a big one down at the Galleria.
Galleria.
Yeah, come down to the Galleria. I'm going to turn into your mom and freak you out.
Well, this is the most terrifying part of this movie, dude. The Terminator and John Connor have to use a payphone. Oh, gross.
So he John calls, and the lady there answers. The mom, stepmom, answers. Foster mother answers, and she's like very nice, and he's like, "There's something wrong. She's never this nice."
That's my question, though. Is I think this is a bad move here on the screenplay's part, because how does the T-1000 not know that these people are terrible?
Yeah, well,
you know
I
what I
guess
mean?
That's not in the upgrades. The T1100 could be a little shitty to people.
Oh, I see.
What you want there is a T11. Oh, you want to impersonate shitty foster parents. Oh, you want the T1100.
Oh, here's your problem. It was switched to polite.
So then this great Xander Berkeleying all over this scene. He's going to get some milk. The dog is barking, and he goes, "Shut the hell up, you stupid piece of shit."
Worthless
I
piece
love
of
it.
shit.
Worthless piece of shit.
It's great.
Delightful. Delightful Xander Berkeley. And then you see the T-1000. You don't even know that the T-1000 can really do this yet. And you just see her
Voice mimicking.
Jeanette Goldstein's
the
arm
shapeshifter,
just goes like to the left, and you hear a noise, and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And then, the Terminator is getting suspicious right here, so he starts throwing his voice to sound like Eddie Furlong, and he's like, "What is the dog's name?" So then he creates. This is actually pretty smart on the Terminator's part. He creates a fake name. He's like,
Wolfie.
"How's Wolfie doing?" "Wolfie's fine, dear."
Yeah, when are you coming home? Or where are you? Is the question
Yeah.
she asks. He hangs up. Your foster parents are dead. Hold on.
Your foster parents are dead.
Let me call back. Hello, is your refrigerator running? Hey, T-1000, why don't you eat my ass right now? You don't know where I am, do you?
Hi, Sizzle Chest.
I want to talk to who's in charge over there.
Yeah, this is Frank Rizzo.
Listen, me and my associate is coming by. You show us a good time.
Yeah, you're a fucking joke, T-1000. You're a fucking joke. I've got John Connor. Like, the game is over. Why don't you go back to the future already? Like, just forget it. Give it up.
It's kind of great right here. Around here is where John Connor makes the Terminator pull over so we can yell at him for a little bit. And this is where it's revealed that, like, the Terminator, because future John Connor, like, set this whole thing up, this John Connor has total command over this robot.
Sure.
So it's like, "Oh, stand on one leg, Terminator."
Yeah.
But then this is a great part, messing with meatheads in the parking lot.
Oh, dude, this is too much.
Because Eddie Furlong's freaking out, like, "Oh, help me. This guy's beating me up." And like these two dudes come over like, "Hey, is there a problem here?"
But they're just being good guys. They're actually just trying to help a kid who's being manhandled by a giant monster.
Yeah.
These two, like, out-of-work professional wrestlers. Like, they're just, like, just worked this early. Hey, let's fuck that guy up.
They're coming from working the fucking afternoon shift at the flea market. They're doing flea market wrestling.
And, then he breaks this dude's arm, and he's about to shoot him in the face. No, Terminator, no.
Yeah, the gun goes off, but not in this dude's face. There's an awesome back and forth here. It's like the guys come up like, "Hey, is there a problem here?" And like Furlong tells him to get lost. And he goes, one of the guy goes, "Fuck you, you little dipshit." And then it's like, "Did you just call me a dipshit?"
Did you just call moi?
moi,
a dipshit?
yes.
That's the
Ooh,
key
it
to
just
it.
chills.
Now who's the dipshit, you jock douchebag?
I mean, like, I think Furlong is good in this movie, but he gets on your nerves. He will get on your nerves.
Well, because they definitely have a code embedded in the Terminator. If something that obnoxious is said at that pitch, moi, you just have to kill it.
He's teaching him all sorts of obnoxious stuff in this movie. Like hasta la vista is kind of obnoxious. I would have preferred another line he does teach the Terminator that the Terminator decides not to use. It's later, dickwad.
Yeah,
That could have been the
better.
ending, dude. That could have been fucking shooting T-1000 when he's frozen later on.
I thought you were gonna say when he's getting lowered into the
That's what I
later,
thought.
dickhead.
He totally doesn't understand the meaning of the word.
Dickwad.
Sorry, Eric.
he gives him the bird as he's going down. Later, dickwads.
Wait. With his last breath, did the Terminator call us dickwads?
And if a Terminator can call us dickwads, maybe we'll all be all right. So we go to the mental. By the way, Xander Berkeley gets fucking narked in the face with this knife, which is amazing.
Right through the fucking mouth, dude.
Right through the milk, through the mouth.
And yeah, they added a Married with Children joke. He's drinking out of the carton.
yeah.
It's awesome though, man. I fucking love it. It's like a fucking Jason Voorhees.
It is a very like horror movie looking kill there. So we go to the mental hospital. Sarah Connor is being put down for the night. There's a whole sequence where she's like trying to get out, trying to be a good patient.
This is her being terrible about it.
Yes, and Silberman sees right through it. He's like, yeah, well, obviously.
Well, the scene starts with her being like, oh, hey, doc, how's your knee? To which this dude has to explain to these people like, oh, yeah, last week she stabbed me in the knee with my own pen. So, of course, Sarah Connor, you can't just put on this fucking performance.
Sarah, maybe you don't bring that up in the meeting. How about that?
You stabbing him a week ago. That's it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting paroled or whatever the fuck.
Also, if you get let out of prison, they got to get a wet work team out to fucking take care of you. I don't know what you want here, lady.
And so she gets turned down. She's just like, no, and freaking the fuck out. They have to put her down.
Yeah.
They inject her with all sorts of shit. And I mean, like, also, Sarah, that's the moves. When they say no, you're like, okay, that's fine. I'll ask next week. And, you know, it's the new Sarah now. Like, I can take rejection.
Of course, because, like, she has this whole other breakout plan. She's got the little, like, whatever stuck in her mouth to break out of the fucking
this is when the cops come, and they're like, hey, Sarah, your son is missing. The foster parents are dead. It's this bald guy. And he's like, yeah, you know, and, like, she's, like, doing stone-faced catatonic thing, which is kind of, like, her go-to. And he's like, don't you... we know this guy's involved. Don't you care? That's my favorite part of this movie. I don't know why that line just...
It's great. It's
a great delivery. So she takes this paperclip from this cop. Then then there's this creepy guy who looks like... He kind of looks a bit like Edward Herman there a bit. Like a blonde Ed Herman.
We talking about the face licker?
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he's got like the Coke bottle glasses.
Yes.
And
he licks her face. You know, that's what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
That's his job, man.
But so all of this comes together.
I'm going to go post on Reddit later.
Well, he's not getting
4chan.
It's 4chan.
I apologize, Reddit. 4chan.
Well, no, it's both.
You got two accounts.
Yeah, he's got two browser tabs open. Don't worry about it.
Hey, man, 2 tabs at the same time.
Very cool.
But so after the whole the parking lot dust up with those beefcakes, Furlong gives the order. He's like, hey, man, we're going to go break my mother out. So they're on their way there. The Terminator advises against this because he says,
love it.
Listen, you fucking idiot. Like, the T-1000 is going to be going right there. Don't be so stupid.
Again, that's the first thing they teach you in Terminator school is go to the mother's house.
I'm the Terminator 101, remember? It's basic Terminator.
And what's great is when the T-1000 does go to this goddamn mental facility or whatever, and they just let him in instantly. Any police cruiser, you don't even need to talk to anyone whatsoever. You could be 30 fucking you could be 30 states out of jurisdiction, and they just fucking signal you in.
We're missing a big part in that Edward Furlong is very clear, like, you can't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We
He
want
gives the
this
order.
for a mass audience, not a cult hit. You understand that?
Yeah, it is. It's very much, and it's a bit watery for him. I mean, like, you do get some death in here, like, great death. But to your point, Chris, yes, I kind of want to split the middle here. Like, only kill the bad guys, Terminator. Like,
Well, I think like the whole like not killing philosophy he tries to instill in the Terminator turns out to be pretty great because it adds comedy to the film.
Oh, all the times he's shooting people in the leg?
Exactly,
It's
like
fucking
shooting out
hilarious.
kneecaps. I'm laughing my gut off.
Well, this is like Arnold does that for the first time, and Furlong's like freaking out, and he's like, he'll live.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great line.
It is.
and so the T-1000 takes the form of one of the fat twins from Gremlins.
Yes. Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2, yes.
Cruise Control.
The redheaded one. The redheaded
Great
guy.
great scene here where then, you know, the T-1000 does the little metal knife into this guy's eyeballs.
I will say the T-1000, you know, like, so, like, he, and Furlong's like, so what? He could disguise himself as a pack of cigarettes? He's like, no, only as objects of equal weight and size. I'm like,
Bullshit.
Like, when he becomes Jeanette Goldstein or Jeanette, whatever her name is, she's definitely shorter than Robert Patrick.
Well,
Where does
that's
that
one
mask
thing,
go?
but the fucking floor.
The floor also.
The fucking fat twins. Those guys are bigger than Robert Patrick.
Exactly. I don't know where
hollow. Is he hollow?
I mean, I think the Terminator is saying like
myself up like a balloon.
Well, yeah, he's saying like, he can't turn into like a fucking dinosaur. Yeah. But if it's like the size of just a person.
Okay, so could
But
he
a
like
Truckosaurus, maybe.
could he like turn into like 3 dogs connected by a string then? Like is that like how that
yeah,
works?
like the first experiment before we got to the human centipede.
Yes.
Dog centipede, canine centipede.
Wasn't there a diagram? Am I writing my own movie, Dog Centipede?
Well, no.
I thought
are
maybe
you
the scientist in that film
Thinking
had
about Errol Flynn and the duck centipede?
Oh no, don't talk about Errol Flynn's private life. It's very complicated.
Duck centipede?
Errol Flynn, when he was a young lad, fed like a special kind of fat to ducks, and ducks really love it, and they just digest it super quick. So he would go into his backyard, throw like a piece of that on like a very long string, and just ducks would keep on eating it.
Oh,
and
ew.
he would just line up like 6 ducks on a string.
What?
Allegedly.
They weren't
The estate
digesting.
of Errol Flynn's coming for us.
They didn't digest the fat, and it just came out their ass.
Yes.
And then
This is like
the
what you-
next duck was like, ooh, yummy, yummy. Oh,
This is
ew.
just how you pass
ducks
time.
are disgusting.
It's just how you pass time in rural Tasmania.
Yeah.
By the way, his autobiography, which I'm sure he didn't actually write himself, but it was very entertaining. There's one point where he's talking about like having a job. We're just talking about Errol Flynn.
Yeah, no, we're just-
He's got a job. I don't think I have to reread it, but it's definitely a job mentioned. I don't know if he did it himself or it's just a job that's mentioned that existed supposedly in rural Australia or whatever at the time.
Duck pranker?
No, castrating like bulls, which you would do with like your teeth.
Was
something.
it sheep?
Maybe
It was
sheep,
sheep,
is probably
and
sheep.
you have to like bite the nuts off.
You
got to
bite the nuts off. Yeah,
Oh, that's something.
it's manual labor.
Initiating ball-biting protocol.
Somehow the wages were better than they are today. though.
Errol Flynn was a T065.
That'd be dude.
T-5.
Yes.
Set a Terminator film in like the era of classic Hollywood. That'd be pretty cool. Like
That would be fucking
1940s
awesome.
Terminator.
I mean,
coming down.
that's always the thing. The natural thing is like kill Sarah Connor's great grandparents in fucking rural Appalachia. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
Like blow these hicks away.
Or you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. You looking fucking fantastic. Break up a marriage. They don't
Oh,
mate
that's
with
the
it.
move.
That's so easy.
Welcome
so
to my
easy.
new job, sexy Terminator. I'm the marriage Terminator.
Seduction.
I'm
Or-
here to terminate your marriage.
I'm here to work on your farm and talk to your wife.
Yes, madam. I'm going to pump you up.
Oh my god. Or he just goes back way in time. Like, hello. Are you Neanderthal mukbang? And you will become the great sunset, sunrise, great
He's just
grandfather of Sarah Connor, and he shoots him.
He's just on the beach stomping on any fish that like can walk out of the water.
I must stop mankind when it set roots.
Sounds right.
Oh, fuck the dinosaurs too. Oh wait, maybe the dinosaurs will invent us, the robots.
So we're in the
Dinobots, that's how they got started.
That's how they started.
That's the alternate reality when the Terminator kills all of man is Dinobots happen.
Sarah Connor breaks out of her cell there. She beats the ever-loving shit out of this guy with a broomstick. And it
it's
is
awesome.
It's
this
fantastic.
guy could get it a little more. In a movie of people getting it, Face
Yeah.
Licker could get it a little more, but he gets it plenty enough.
I think she's like one blow away from taking his life.
Yeah.
So it's like enough for
Well,
me.
he's like what? He's killed what? Tops 5 people.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, Joe Morton's killed 3 billion, and he
Look,
gets
this
it a little
dude,
harder.
this face licker's got his fucking van out in the parking lot. It says "pussy wagon" on
Yes.
it.
Yes,
You know
oh,
what I'm
yeah.
talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Like, come on.
So, and one thing about this movie, and it really hit me here, is the Foley artistry is really, really
It's
good.
outstanding.
Absolutely.
From the first fucking skull tromp there.
You hear it.
Skull step.
Look, even when she's running down the hallway. I mean, we're cutting ahead here. Kind of have to.
We do.
The Terminator comes out the elevator. She sees him. She falls down, and she starts like sliding back. You hear the scraping and sliding of her feet, and it's
Yeah.
like it's very visceral. Like you really get
I
everything.
feel
to the
like
Foley
I'm
artist.
there.
Yes.
Like I remember those floors in high school.
Yes, exactly. It adds a lot to the movie.
It does.
Yeah, so she takes the Silberman hostage. She's got Roto-Rooter in his fucking neck, which is pretty dope.
Great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Great idea.
This is when they meet up at the T-1000, who walks through the wall, and it's kind of walks through the bars.
This
which
is where
great.
Silberman believes it because he sees him walk through the bars, and the guy's like, "Oh, I was fucking wrong."
There
Yeah.
are Terminators.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, this whole thing's great. This is the
So many
first
medical professionals get thrown around and thrown into
through
beams.
windows, walls.
Oh my god! Everyone
so the
just
sweat
gets a
drips down my
fucking-
balls.
Everybody gets their nose right into plaster. It is so tough.
It's
Getting
awesome.
it in this scene is so good.
The other thing that I felt a lot more in this whole sequence was Brad Fiedel's score.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite scores. And the
It's that,
cast
on,
iron
it's that
pan.
on repeat, right?
Because he
I'm
he
kidding,
famously
I'm kidding.
used iron pans
Yes.
to make the percussion so that it would sound like super metallic.
yes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and it really
Oh,
hits.
That's what
interesting.
robots listen to. It's just the music
That's
that's
just that and Scott Walker.
oh yeah, this is a banger. Turn it up.
Oh, those
Super cool.
Those pans are clanging, loving it, man. He's snapping his fingers.
Wow, he was really slaying on that
Oh.
pan.
Oh, he's taking out the pots. He never does this. He never does this.
Oh my god, he's playing two pots at the same time.
Shit. Oh my god, he just threw his keys in a slow cooker. If I could come, I would come.
Look at that. He gently opened one of those pop-top, stove-top popcorn things, put a bunch of nails inside it, folded it back up, and then turned the stove on.
Oh man, he just put a whisk in a blender.
So it's now we're chasing out of the facility.
Yes.
We're driving real fast. This is the famous T-1000. He makes hooks on his arms.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Simpsons parodies of
Yeah.
all time,
With the
with
golf
Homer
clubs.
wanting to hang out with Flanders, and he's doing the golf clubs, and the fucking great Maud Flanders line of "Go faster," and Flanders says, "I can't. It's a Geo slam."
And yeah, he's going, and he's like hooking into the car. And you know, she's like, they knock him out of the window. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
the part of the hook falls, and like it's on the car. And I always kind of want John to hold on to it.
Yeah,
Like, what's gonna happen?
You know, like I feel like take them apart piece by piece. Bury that in the desert. Don't give it back to him because then we see it like reassume into his foot or whatever.
Yeah.
And that thing, more than anything, reminded me of like an X-Files moment. Like,
Yeah.
here's this little bit of goo, and it just like joins onto this dude's boot.
Oh, it was people goo.
Well, I would be really
Mulder, it was people goo.
You would think that little piece of goo would probably kill them all if he brought it
Oh,
back
yeah.
into the
Oh,
car.
you know
What,
Turn it
a little one, like
Yes.
a little
Yeah.
guy, like
Yes.
Oh,
my
shit, like
God.
Fantasia.
right, or like an Army of Darkness when there's lots of little ashes.
Well, that's a Fantasia.
Oh, right, you're right.
Yeah.
That's what that is referencing.
That's correct.
Wow.
I do love at this point.
I don't watch a lot of children's films.
Dude, let me tell you something. You get fucked up and watch Fantasia, you'll thank me for it.
I'm
later.
okay. I don't need the FBI knocking on the door.
She's driving. She goes up to Terminator because at first she obviously thinks he's a bad Terminator.
Right.
She has that no moment, which is great. But she's driving. She's like, so what's your story? And I kind of want him to be like, oh, little of this, little of that. Same shit, different day, you know.
I banged on some pans back in the day. You know, in college, I had a good pan band.
I wanted it to be like Lebowski's backstory. I roadied for the Metallica for about 3 years, and then I joined the New Left.
Little bit of everything, you know. A jack of all trades, master of none. What can I say?
And yes, I know you're thinking it's sex work.
So they go to this luckily found abandoned gas station. Who would have guessed?
What are the odds?
And yeah, she patches him up. There's some back and forth. We do get actually some Terminator watching the window and the sun rises and sunsets kind of a thing. Like,
Oh, that's right. It's kind of a comical shot because
It
it's
is.
just Arnold frozen and then like the sun comes up.
It's
Yes.
great.
they
They really shot that. He just stood. It was just Arnold was on break and they snuck a shot.
Jim, I'm getting tired.
You sure you can't do your special effects magic here or what? This guy's a wizard with that stuff.
Patrick sure can be nothing but liquid metal, but I can't have a sunset fake.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me check my answering machine. Hey, Arnie, it's Jesse again. I keep hearing a lot about this T-1000 thing. Any chance I can get in there, buddy?
Hey, they locked down who they got playing him or what?
Hello, Arnold. It is your old friend Lars. There's a T-1000 now, right?
Look, all I'm saying, buddy, us going toe to toe, warriors from the future going at it in the 90s, buddy. It would be something sweet for the fans. You have your high and tight crop with the sunglasses. I also wearing sunglasses, sporting the rat tail.
Maybe we give the fans what they really want and me and you smooch.
Look, I'll do it, buddy. It gets cold up here in Minnesota. I got to keep the gas going.
It's a kissing fight. It's the last thing they'd expect.
Look, Arnie, all I'm saying is it's two Terminators playing Kiss Chicken.
Who's going to turn away first? Who's going to dodge the tongue?
Jim, you ref. Jim, you ref this.
It's okay. It's a metal tongue.
Look, I know I bombed my last 3 meetings with Jim Cameron. Just give me one more, pal.
That third one didn't count because I swear to God, he looked exactly like this dude working in the parking lot. I thought it was the same guy. That was a mistake.
I was wrong to bring the McDonald's into the meeting. I'm sorry.
Did you just say McMeeting?
I got another McMeeting. Got another Big Mac in here.
That's what Jesse Ventura calls it when he has a business meeting at a McDonald's. Oh, he's penciling another McMeeting, buddy.
So many film producers want to meet me down at the McDonald's. It's insane. Trust me, I'm in high demand. Call me back, buddy.
All right. Oh, wait. Oh, well, pardon me all to hell. I didn't know you'd had to have a brother and 9-inch fucking nails to get a role in the new Terminator movie. My apologies, Robert fucking Patrick. Great. Yeah, great.
Did you see all the people that were almost playing him?
Yeah, there's a lot of different people.
Michael Biehn was going to be him.
Which is
like,
kind of cool.
No, it's not. That's the dumbest idea of all time.
I like that idea.
But the better one, the one I wanted to see was
Gilbert Gottfried?
Billy Idol.
Oh, Billy Idol.
Whoa.
It's a nice day for a bot wedding.
Well, yeah, I guess Billy Idol would be another one of these actors that can't act, so just make him a robot.
But he'd just be like, oh, yeah, I'm the T-1000.
That's a good-looking boy, all right.
Have you seen this, kid?
The Galleria.
So all Terminators are foreign is the idea. Like, we got a German Terminator, an Austrian Terminator, a British Terminator.
Call to John now, love.
Come on, then.
I mean, the whole like Austrian accent, I guess, makes sense for cold, right? Like,
Sure, yeah.
But British just seems so fucking human. Too human.
So we go to Mexico, right? We're kind of driving down the road. We meet up with Uncle Enrique, who I don't know what these people are. Are these people drug runners, doomsday preppers?
They're a caravan.
A little of column A and a little of column B and add-ons C and D.
I think, isn't it supposed to be the kid or from the first one? Because at the end, she's at this gas station in the first one.
Oh, okay.
And that's like the guy says, oh, hey, and he takes the picture that Michael Biehn has.
Yeah, but I mean, like, where are these guns coming from and all this shit?
That's all. We're told that's all Sarah Connor.
Oh, right.
Like John Connor sees that little fucking war shed.
Sarah Connor's running the Mexican cartels from prison. She's she's proto El Chapo.
Yeah, I like that
Eventually,
idea.
that guy comes and takes over her.
Yeah,
turf.
Benicio del Toro's coming for her.
Do you see the fucking funniest thing related to the El Chapo trial going on right now?
No.
So we have the El Chapo trial going on in Lower Manhattan right now. And there was a dude I saw, some reporter, I don't know if it was like WNYC or NPR or maybe just some rando reporter on Twitter. Somebody was saying that they were going around, there was a dude that was like holding a free El Chapo sign.
Uh-huh.
And the reporter went up to this dude and they were like, hey man, what's with the free El Chapo sign? And the guy was like, oh man, like this guy didn't do anything wrong. They're doing him dirty, blah, blah, blah. And the reporter was like, he's being tried for the murder of 40 people. And the guy just goes, oh. El Chapo trivia, dude.
If I was on that jury, no fucking way would I say guilty.
No way, man.
You think my vote's going to bring those people back? Not guilty.
Yeah, I don't want to be tied to a chair, my eyeballs fucking ripped out of my head or whatever the hell has to happen.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, dude, if I'm going to be skull fucked, leave it to the devil.
Yeah, because if you listen, they're going to find out who you are and they're going to kill you.
Yep.
I'm just saying free El Chapo.
Or use your family for leverage.
Yeah, because listen, there's definitely people on the inside. They're underpaid, understaffed. They're going to turn over all your information over to the cartels right when they call
This
up.
is a teaser for our new Coward cast.
All right. Before we start jury selection, has anyone watched the news lately? No? Okay. Anyone listen to any We Love Movies podcasts or We Hate Movies? Okay, yeah, you're excused. You're excused. You're excused. So yeah, she meets up with this guy. This guy, by the way, is in Usual Suspects. He's the turncoat that gets shot in the head there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the informant that they're looking for.
Oh,
I
is
didn't
that
tell
right?
him nothing. I didn't tell him nothing.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Yeah.
swear.
That's a movie. Here's the thing. Am I allowed to go back and rewatch that movie?
I think you're fine.
I think under the Spacey
yes.
Clause 647-2, if he is the villain or is murdered at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
you can go back and check it out.
Hilariously enough, James Cameron currently married to Gabriel Byrne's girlfriend in that movie.
Oh, Susie Amos. Yeah.
Susie Amos.
Well, look at that.
James Cameron has had a lot of relationships.
He has. He was Catherine Bigelow for a bit.
Yeah.
Gail Ann
Linda
Hurd.
Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wow, Gail Ann Hurd?
Gail Ann Hurd.
Yes.
There are fucking
Oh, by the
hilarious
way-
photos.
Yes, I was about to
of
mention
them.
this. It's on IMDb. Go to her page. You could see them a lot faster than if you go through. James Cameron's got tons of photos.
It
man.
looks like a 1980s Captain and Tennille photo
They
shoot.
are laying on each other.
I think I've seen what you're
in like
talking
turtlenecks and
Yeah.
like feeling each other's bodies, and it's like shit. James Cameron is an absolute sex weirdo, sex weirdo to the highest degree. He's fucking on the high seas.
Snake sex.
You know,
That's what he likes. Snake
He's
sex.
He's fucking on the actual Titanic underwater. But he made a separate movie down there.
You know,
And the whole blue people fucking with their brain stems.
Oh yeah, it's all there.
everybody had a water bed in the 1980s. James had a lube bed.
Oh, fuck. I'm
called
looking
it
at
the
it right
abyss.
now. Yeah. Oh,
Right?
these
Look at
pictures are
that.
weird.
Dude, right. Put a black light on those photos.
So
They only have sex in a room like Dexter's murder rooms.
Sarah Connor takes a nap here, has a very cool nightmare of
I love it.
oh,
Of
man.
97 when everyone blows up, right?
Yes.
The nukes happen.
This
August
sequence
97.
is awesome.
It's fantastic. And
Right.
it's all done in miniature, and it's all really like again viscerally like devastating. You see the shit move around.
You're
and, like,
seeing her, Sarah Connor, who there's like two Sarah Connors right
Yeah.
here because there's like Sarah Connor with like baby John Connor at this
Right.
her
playground.
twin
watching
sister, by the
herself.
way.
What?
That's her twin sister playing.
No
Every time
fucking
there's a
way.
double Sarah Connor, it's a twin sister.
Oh shit!
And the kid is her kid.
Yes.
Whose kid?
Linda Hamilton.
Hamilton's kid, yeah.
Oh, so it's like this dude's hanging out with his aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
But also years later, you're this kid and you're watching the scene like, holy fuck, mom.
Well, because it's fucking brutal, man.
It's
because
great.
like the Sarah Connor we know and love, like we see her. There's like a couple of like aftershock waves, and like pieces of her keep
Yep.
falling off, and then it's like whoosh skeleton, but it's still a screaming skeleton.
Yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
And I love seeing just like the city be destroyed. And apparently Skynet was like, it launches nukes against Russia.
Yeah.
right.
So that the counterstrike wipes out their enemies here
Yeah.
in the United States. And I'm thinking, shit, this sounds like a viable idea for humans right now.
Of course, this could happen at any moment.
Just do it. End it all. We would build a better society from the ashes.
You just are assuming you're living through this.
I'm assuming I am dying.
Okay.
You want an excuse to grow a rat tail. That's the thing. Is you're like, you know what? Post-apocalypse,
Definitely.
I can definitely sport a rat tail. No one's gonna say
I'm
nothing.
missing half my teeth because of the radiation. I'm living up in the hills.
right before this awesome dream sequence, which also is it really explained how she's is it like it's not Right.
She doesn't know it. It's just
Okay.
that's her imagination. of
Okay,
what she
right.
imagined
It's not
it would
like
be.
I had a vision of.
I mean, I guess maybe there's an interpretation. Of
I
this
would
movie where that
think she,
happens,
yeah.
But like Michael Biehn didn't have a little clamshell fucking video thing.
You know
or
what? Doesn't
whatever.
matter because that dude's cut out of this fucking movie, i.e., not in it.
Totally fine. Terminator doesn't need ghosts. It does not.
We got enough robots and gleep gloops. We're done. We're good on
Yeah,
ghosts.
advanced robots don't mix with ghosts. They
Agreed.
just don't.
Agreed.
There's a weird thing though. Right before she falls asleep, there's like some narration pops back in, and she's talking about how like she's kind of bummed that the biggest father figure that John Connor has is the Terminator.
I think she's setting herself up. She's like, I could fuck that Terminator,
Yeah.
right?
If that Terminator had a dick, I'd fuck it. That's exactly the conclusion that
that
she's
Terminator
coming
does
to.
have a dick, my friend.
Yeah.
We already discussed
We
it for
just
an hour.
That's right.
we
That's
determined
right.
that he has got a
And
giant
Just
dick.
all due to some fucking cabin, fucking totally greened out observation.
You see it in the first one. It's fucking
But
bopping
here's
and
the
flapping
question.
everywhere.
Oh, you're right.
Here's the
actually.
question.
Flapping, I missed
Arnold
that.
Schwarzenegger's probably uncut in real life, IRL. I mean, just thinking about him being born in Austria and all that. So listen,
Yes.
Robert Patrick.
Hey, listen, buddy. The T-800 is uncircumcised. I'm circumcised. It all works out. I'm sorry.
Look, the new T1000, he's coming cut, buddy.
But I'm guessing Robert Patrick is circumcised in real life. That's just my hunch. Robert Patrick, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, a gentleman in the 1950s, Irish family. Yeah, he got his fucking dick chopped, dude. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're
Definitely-
already doing the schmooch. Might as well do more. They're hardy.
If you're born in the United States, you get your dick in a guillotine real fast. But I want to just
You know what?
mention.
I'll allow. I'm the judge right now, and I'm like, all right, counselor, you're on a thin rope. I'll allow it.
But okay, so you're making these robots.
I look like fucking Marie Antoinette down there, buddy.
I say let them eat cake. Okay.
Listen, Arnold.
I'm
Arnold,
feeding my dick cake.
that's why I should be the T-1000. I too am uncircumcised. It would only make sense that all Terminator lines would be uncircumcised.
Is that Sven Olithor's?
Yes, it is. Sven.
Okay, so what I was getting at, okay.
Right.
Why? So the robots would probably standardize, right? I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
so would they would have to pick one, I would imagine.
Oh, I see what you're
or
saying.
like, or would they do those? I guess maybe they're trying
No.
to really hide them in human society. They would make them different, but it seems like a lot of work for that.
No
flabby
one's going to
skin.
look at this robot's dick and be like, uncut. Is that guy a robot?
Fair, but I don't know.
That's
I'm just thinking, like, what would they decide upon?
This is my other question, actually, about.
Cut. It would be cut. They decide on cut.
It's just it's the more universally accepted thing. The other question I have
In this country,
Well, fucking dude, Miles Dyson works for an American company.
yeah. So it's a great point. Okay, I will concede the cut.
Counselor.
Everyone's got helmets out for this one.
my question is,
Oh, right.
why the Terminator blood? Like, why give a Terminator blood at all? Because when the Terminator blood comes out, the jig is up robot wise anyway. It's always like he gets shot in the face and then he bleeds for no reason. It's like it doesn't
Well,
matter. Like that,
I
you
think
know
you-
that guy's a robot. It's not like he's
no, but
posing
you-
in an office and gets a paper cut.
No.
It's like I need a band-aid.
You have to have the blood because it's organic tissue.
oh,
It's built in.
so the
It's
blood's
coming with the car, buddy.
the blood's incidental, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I thought it was like they put blood in there just to trick people.
no,
Like,
there's
what-
not some fucking Tom Savini magic trick going on. It's actual flesh.
Also, to your point, it's not like they're assuming all of them are going to get bruised up and shit up or anything.
Of course, no,
They just got to
said
blend in. If they get a paper cut, they should have a paper cut.
They send these things in naked and ready to kill for clothes and ammo. Like that's these
in what situation is a Terminator working an office job?
In my version of
Listen,
Terminator.
all right. I just have to wait on Sarah Connor for her coffee break. I'll gain her trust, ask for a cigarette, then kill her.
I believe somebody here may have stolen my stapler.
We
I'm
can-
going to burn the building down, and trust me, I'm a Terminator. It will happen.
We can talk about Melrose Place at the water cooler.
Load protocol Melrose Place.
Boy, do I hate that Jack. He is such a son of a bitch.
Ugh, Mondays, am I right?
Dude, Terminator fitting in at work.
I just have to play the long game for 6 to 8 months.
Oh,
Get
God.
invited to her birthday party. Ask to help clean up. then get to the terminating.
How old are you? How old are you?
Coming this summer, Terminator Long Game.
Wait a second. Are you saying that I didn't? It's frowned upon to have sex with the cleaning lady on my desk? Had I known, I would not have done that.
What's this?
So she
It's a drop of blood on the sweater.
she has the greatest idea in the world. Like, let me blow this fucking guy away, this
Yeah.
Miles Dyson, and
Right.
stop the fucking apocalypse, which is like 900 days away.
Yeah.
Like 700 to 900 days away. I've got to get going
Yeah,
on this
dude,
apocalypse.
apocalypse coming. You better do something about
Eddie
it.
Furlong is against it, but then the Terminator's like, actually, that's a pretty good idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself.
You know what I like about this plan? It involves terminating. That's a good idea. I like all plans that involve terminating. So she goes to his house. This is another great sequence.
It's a fucked up. I got to tell you though. So the Tribune states, and I think this is a real thing. They were like, it took a long time to film this movie, and you can see Eddie Furlong is clearly at like different ages throughout.
sure,
And
yeah.
apparently he's at his youngest in this Mexico scene, and which is where John Connor like puts it all together, what she's going to do to Miles Dyson, and it is the most voice crackiest delivery of the whole film, where he's just like, she's gonna blow him away. And dude, his voice just shatters on camera.
If you've got good sound, you've got to like really adjust it constantly in this film.
You really do.
You gotta ride it like a fucking hawk.
And it's not for the truck explosions, it's for Edward Furlong.
So she's got a sniper rifle and she's like ready to blow away Miles Dyson. His wife is Epatha Merkerson, who's really good in this movie as well. He's got a kid with a little robot toy. He's driving around.
Right.
And
Little rich boy here.
Oh, a very little rich boy.
and her and Joe Morton are clearly fucking like rabbits.
Why do you know that? Because
Gavin's like, did you see all those
Hold
condom
on a
Like,
second.
she-
Did you watch the extended cut?
I did.
Hey, speaking of extended cuts, buddy, just putting it out there, I am trimmed till the cows come
Yeah,
home.
that's right. I'm over circumcised. I got the extended cut.
And you know what, Arnie? We could get Joe in on this too. We could have a trio smooch.
hey, Joe, you sporting a turtleneck or what?
What?
Jesse, this is why that's why you only play security guards in my movies. Honestly, this is why I bring you on set. It's crazy town. No, so why are they fucking the rabbits, Chris?
Epatha Merkerson, we see her once in an earlier, I think like briefly.
Sure.
But when she's like first introduced as like his wife,
Yeah.
she comes over to him and is like licking and like biting his neck.
Oh, really? Okay.
And like to say like, hey, stop with your fucking computer and
yeah.
be a
Stop-
family man.
Stop tinkering with the end of the world and let's get down to fucking.
Okay. So the kid drives a little robot car into his foot, and he's like, "Danny, stop!" And he picks it up, and that's when Connor strikes, blows the computer away. This is a great sequence where Joe Morton gets shot in the shoulder.
Dude, and so like the whole thing is so Eddie Furlong is like, all right, maybe we don't have to kill him. Like, let's get him on our side, Mom, and not murder this dude, and we can maybe still try to figure it out. So the first step to that is like to prove to Joe Morton that we got a robot on our hands.
And we're not white supremacists.
Yes.
Also that.
Important.
And he makes Arnold do like a reverse Gerald's game right here. Like he's
We're
just
calling the reverse Gerald's game.
dude, he's just peeling this
This is
fucking
great.
arm off. And you know, I have seen this movie 1,000 times. I haven't given a fuck about it. It's just like that scene happens. It's
Yeah.
whatever. This is the first time I've watched this movie since seeing Gerald's game,
Yeah.
and the hair on my arms
Yeah.
went up.
Oh yeah, man.
I was having fucking cinematic flashbacks, dude. Look out.
Yeah, he rips that off like a glove. It's amazing, and they freak out. And
They're
then, of course,
freaking the fuck out, understandably.
and Morton's amazing in this scene because he does this thing where he's freaking out, obviously because a man just did this, but he's like, "Oh shit, that's the robot arm," and you get all that.
But then you can visibly see him calming himself. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, good. They're not white supremacists.
okay, they're just robots. Honey, they're robots. Good news for us. They're just robots.
Then there's this great part where it's Terminator cultural storyteller because it's the Sarah Connor narration comes back in,
and then the Terminator laid it all out.
Yeah, and it's just the Terminator is like holding court at the
Telling
kitchen
the history
table
of the world.
And
so
there's like
awesome.
coffee has been served.
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
really like stuff. None for me, thanks. I'm a robot.
Do you happen to have any Pepperidge Farm cookies?
And then Donald Trump becomes president and the decline of humanity.
And as a brother magazine's like, I just don't understand how would elect that man president. It doesn't make any sense.
You said I'm going to be on what the fuck is a Law and Order?
No, you know what? I know the arm and all, but no.
I don't buy it.
This is where we're getting fleeced.
It's a put on. It's a put on.
So there's this great Linda Hamilton delivery where she's freaking out at him because he's like, we were just cracking the start of that technology. We wanted to we had the best intentions. The best intentions. She's like, all you fucking men, all you know how to do is destroy with your guns and your bombs. You
Not
don't
helping.
create anything.
Not helping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome. Then Eddie Furlong chirps in and he's like, Mom, you're ruining it.
Mom, shut up. Oh, it doesn't work with her. Oh, fuck.
Aw.
So Miles Dyson comes to the conclusion that they need to destroy all of his work. It's a really great scene. Like Joe Morton is playing this character who's like, well, I'm responsible for bringing about the end of human civilization, so I have to go and destroy my life's work so that doesn't happen.
It's got to feel like a compliment at the same time, right?
Oh,
You're
a
like,
little
I
bit,
am
yeah.
just that good of a scientist.
Yeah, you're kind of like a little more
Well,
spring.
now that I know I can pull it off, I can
listen,
destroy
so
everything.
what if someone came to us and was like, listen,
Yeah.
3 years from now,
Okay.
the work that you did on that podcast is responsible for the deaths of 3 billion people.
Good. That is my end game for this.
I'd say which 3 billion people.
Joe Morton goes into.
Give me their names.
He hears the whole story from Schwarzenegger. He's like, I just gotta go into the bathroom. I'm sorry. And he goes in, just stares in the mirror. Fuck you, Oppenheimer. Look who's the new daddy in town. 3 billion.
Ooh, owned it. Oh, that's awesome.
He did death so good that it rebirthed the world into a land of machines, which I think is actually a natural progression. And I'm
That's
totally
where we're
fine.
going. Every time you see some Facebook video of a cute Japanese robot playing soccer.
Yeah, AI needs to destroy mankind, and I'm totally fine with it because you look at what man has become God at that point. We've made this new thing in our image, and now we need to rescend back into legend, just like the actual gods that we murdered or whatever the fuck.
All right. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I think we're ready to go. Let them carry on because they would do better in the universe than we ever would.
A simplified version of that, though, is like, sure, it's cute when they play soccer, but you know what they can also do? Rip your dick off.
Well, I'm just waiting for
Fine.
the Battlestar Galactica plingy piano to play underneath Eric's monologue. There.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
But
dun,
you're not going to die forever. You'll eventually die, and then it'll be over.
Yeah,
so
true.
who cares?
Die forever.
Well, you'll be dead forever,
Well, here's
but
the
you'll
thing.
die quickly.
I just feel like once we get to the town hall when we're making these robots, it's like, all right, we got it. They are going to replace us. They have their own free will.
Yeah.
Last question on the table, cut or uncut. And that's the thing. Is it stops everything dead, and there's a war that breaks out.
You are gonna cut those robots' dicks if it's the last thing I do.
Well,
It's one of those nudist robots that don't put on the human flesh.
Well, that's after the years of arguing over pubes or no pubes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
You gotta
Damn.
fucking
And what
shave,
formation?
shave that robot, dude.
maybe a
Shave
land,
it clean.
give me a landing strip down there, maybe.
No, I want my robot to look like a fucking seal.
Oh,
dude.
yeah?
Are you
Well, then
kidding
now
me?
we're going to war with each other.
That's how it goes,
Yeah.
man.
Man eats man over the fucking robot dick.
They wind up going to Cyberdyne Industries.
This is, I think, the best sequence: the destruction of Cyberdyne.
It's dope. It's
The raid
amazing.
on the whole office.
It's
is
Oh my
awesome.
God! They tie up the one security guard that's at the front desk, and then my favorite line of the movie commences once they're going upstairs with Dyson, and the desk is unattended. Another security guard is walking down the hallway. And he's just like, "Gibbons, come on, Gibbons! You can't leave the desk like that." And then he goes to check the shitter, and he's
That's-
tied up, and he's
yep.
like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, never. Don't worry about the papers. We got bigger things to do
Come on,
now.
Gibbons, you can't leave the desk like that.
But that's the thing,
we've
though.
talked about it.
Gibbons has a fucking track record because this dude beelines it for that bathroom. He's like, Gibbons is taking a shit again. What did I tell you about taking a shit, Gibbons?
He shit on the desk, then he shits in the pot.
I do like Joe Morton coming in with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Edward Furlong. He's like, these are my friends from out of town. I just want to bring them out upstairs. Don't mind this robot
at midnight. At midnight.
Exactly. Trying to give him a tour. This robot is bleeding from his arm. Like, I don't worry about that.
Robert Patrick rolls up here eventually to the office, and this is where you realize, at like the beginning of the movie, you realize for a fashion, a good chunk of time, not a lot of Arnold.
Sure.
He has his introduction, and then there's not a lot of Arnold. But then when Robert Patrick comes back in at the raid on Cyberdyne, you realize the T-1000's been out of this movie for like 30 minutes.
At least, yeah, for really from like through Mexico and all sorts of stuff.
That whole thing.
Yeah,
he's just not in this movie.
I kind of just want him like looking around for them, like ask. You just go to, have you seen this boy? Have you seen this boy?
And the waiting is the hardest part.
Well, they cut a scene that was supposed to be him killing Enrique.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think.
That's a bummer.
That was originally in the script, but they cut it.
And so yeah, we go upstairs. We start like loading up bombs and stuff. There's a lot of cool. We're full on James Cameroning here. There's blue lights everywhere. There's smoke.
The silent
breathing
alarm.
apparatuses. All it needs to be is underwater. Then we're really ready to go. That is he's rock hard.
We're blowing up doors because everything's locked from the silent alarm. It is
Yeah.
a fantastic sequence. I love everything about this. The police obviously show up, and it's like,
Yeah.
Arnold's,
Furlong's got a good line right here where he's like, he tells Linda Hamilton that the police are there, and she's like, how many? And he goes, I think all of them. Fucking great line.
I'll take care of the police.
Yeah.
And then he goes out there, dude.
Oh
with
my
that-
God,
with
with
that
his-
fucking Gatling gun thing.
Oh, it's great. And he's shooting the cars because he can't fucking kill the people. I gotta feel like someone's getting maimed in these car
someone's
explosions.
just like someone wishes they were dead.
This is
That's
the-
for sure.
There's a heart attack. There's a stroke. Come on.
A couple
There-
of legs getting blown
Come
off.
on.
Come on, Connor. You can't blame me for that. That guy should have been in better shape. Don't bust my balls here, all right?
But he's like specifically targeting cars because it's robot versus robot, I presume.
Oh, sure.
These are all my enemies.
Sorry, my brothers.
I will mourn you when I get back to the future. Oh, wait, I don't go back to the future.
I will plant robot flowers on your robot graves.
Oh my God, him just like seeing a fucking junkyard full of cars and just shedding one single tear.
Now I understand why you humans cry.
Yes, there's all that shit about like what's coming out of your eye.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your eyes?
That stuff's all right.
It's not bad.
It's okay. Yeah. And then at this point, Joe Morton gets shot a bunch.
He gets fucked up real good. Mortal wound. So it's like he says he's gonna like let the thing go.
Do you know who's in this movie? Another one of the Arnie buddies got in this movie.
Arnie Buds got in?
Yeah, man. The lead of the SWAT team in this scene, Dean Norris.
Yeah.
from
I
fucking-
thought that was fucking Dean
Wow.
Norris.
It's Dean Norris. He's an Arnie buddy. He's like, hey, man, you know, just.
Oh, right,
I could
'cause
be a
he's in Blade
security guard.
Runner.
He's also in Total Recall.
Yeah.
Or I meant to say Total Recall, not
Hey,
Blade Runner.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to get. I'm not asking for T-1000 money. I'm just asking to be an unnamed. Yeah, you could do that. Also, wash my car.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with Dean Arnie. He doesn't know to shoot for the stars. I'm either going to ask you for something that's worth my time or I ain't coming, buddy.
Well, Arnie, you know, cop roles, they're a real corner pocket. I could really load up on one of
Do you
those.
think Dean Norris is playing the same role in Jet Li's The One?
Yeah.
Like this
Oh,
is an
it's just the
extension of
same
the
guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
That makes it shared cinematic universe. For
multiple
sure.
Dean Norrises in multiple universes.
Actually, that would be an interesting shared universe, right? Like the,
Yeah.
the multiverse and the Terminators involved.
yep.
That's who could take down these superpowered humans.
I'm totally on board with that.
A bunch
dude.
of different T-1000s have to get
Because
stronger every
we're
time.
at that part in civilization where art obviously doesn't matter anymore. It's
Sure.
been destroyed. So just jam all these franchises together.
Yeah,
Shove
absolutely.
them all together.
So Joe Morton has a great death here where he's doing the
Yes. Oh, his last breaths, dude. This is terrifying.
kaboom.
He gives those dudes a shot though, because the team comes up, the Dean Norris led team, and he's holding the thing, like the kill switch, and he's like, I don't know how long I can hold this up.
Yeah.
And Dean Norris is like, get back.
Well, Dean Norris is going to be in fucking hot soup after this whole thing because he comes in, him and his team come in.
Yeah.
And like, for all you know, the 3 people took Joe Morton as a fucking hostage.
Yeah,
and they just light him up.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They saw who they saw.
It was LA in the early 90s. And
He owns this fuck.
Oh no, those crazy extremist white supremacists blew him up. Those sons of bitches. You saw how they were dressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's fortunate for them that there will be no ballistics report on that body.
So a chase scene is underway. This is the great car v truck fight, also with a helicopter involved.
Oh, it's just
this is where the helicopter flies under the fucking overpass.
Again, pulse pounding action.
Yep.
I'm petting my cat. Like, holy shit, I'm really excited right now.
It's also awesome the way the T-1000 gets this helicopter, which is he drives his motorcycle out a window and jumps on it. And then it's great.
That's a nice bike. When he gets the bicycles.
He like slinks
motorcycle.
into this dude's helicopter's control area or whatever.
And he's reforming.
Yes.
And he's just like, get out.
And the guy's like, oh, okay. It just jumps out of this helicopter.
I didn't see this in the movie, but I read it on the Tribune. This is the only time in the movie when he like makes himself extra arms to do other stuff while he's doing it. Like he has 4 arms in one part.
He's
Yeah.
flying
even notice.
the
He's like,
helicopter.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to go back and look at that.
Jerking off.
Yeah, so he's like, which makes perfect sense. Like you would totally Dr. Octopus yourself if you could.
Yeah, no, I just didn't notice that,
Yeah.
though.
I know. I didn't notice that either. I just read it on the
If
Tribune.
you can make yourself a fat man,
Oh, man.
definitely make yourself have 4 arms.
Just take the shape of a giant spider.
Yes.
Like he watched Lord of the Rings right before this.
So this chase scene, which is awesome, leads us to the Terminator factory, which is the end of the movie.
Well, it also leads us to
It's not a Terminator factory.
It's a foundry
yes.
in a Terminator movie.
Correct.
It's a Terminator
They're not
factory.
making Terminator.
By the way,
That's
who'd have thunked it? A fucking liquid nitrogen truck is just on the road. We got to get this shit to Disney. Like, where are these people going?
I don't know, and I don't care because it fucking rules.
It does rule.
But I think even the Terminator himself is looking and he's like, wow, what are the odds?
Let me do some quick Terminator math. It's a lot.
But yeah, like Robert Patrick is just getting fucking douched with all this liquid nitrogen and he's walking through it.
He does a great shot of like seeing. Also, by the way, this is perfectly parodying Hot Shots Part 2, in case you're wondering.
All right, yeah.
But like,
I was not.
Was this with the Saddam Hussein?
yes,
Yes.
Yep.
but he as he's walking, like when his arm breaks, he looks at it like,
Yes, yeah. It's so great. And this is at this point, is it still Robert Patrick or is this a stunt double right here? The guy doing the bad look though.
I couldn't tell you.
Because he's all covered in like frost makeup because he's
it's
freezing.
probably Patrick, I would imagine.
You know what? They probably would have been better served leaving him frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he starts to melt because of the foundry is so hot.
Yeah. Where he shoots the Hasta La Vista baby happens and he shoots him and and then he's all these pieces, which I would assume all these. They warm faster,
Leave
maybe.
him as a big frozen
Yeah,
Hulk.
exactly.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
I agree with that. Yeah, totally.
But whatever.
Let's get him into a freezer. Let's go find the gas station.
Let's take him to a morgue. Now he's their problem.
No, but instead he reforms. He has a dog nose.
No, that's Hot Shots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a great thing right here, like because the Terminator is like on the top of this truck that's flying or whatever, it's gonna like crash into everything. Arnold does a really sick tuck and roll
Yes,
right
this
here.
roll is amazing. He turns into a little Arnie ball.
Yes, it's great.
No, I love it when he jumps on. It's during the car chase. He jumps right in there, and he has like some machine gun, and is just shooting the T-1000 at close range in the face.
Yep.
That's
in the
fantastic.
face. Love it.
So we just have this big old factory fight.
Everybody splits up.
T-1000 versus Arnie happens.
He defeats him the first time. He stakes him like a vampire, which is pretty great.
Now, here's my question. when the stake goes through this fucking Terminator, did everybody notice the quickening that happens
total
right here?
quickening.
Yep, that is bizarre, and it's a total. It's throwing you off because Terminator comes back moments later.
Sure, yeah,
It's sort of weird.
You're you're supposed to believe he's dead forever. From
You
the
see
quickening.
like the light in his eye go out, literally.
Well, but like Robert Patrick is like with a thread and needle. Like he's like, I don't know. He keeps putting the pole in different places.
Yep.
He's like, not there. All right, there.
I gotta get the quickening spot
So
here.
they know all the human anatomy really well to kill people better, but they don't know their own anatomies. I guess is that like just Skynet,
Well,
like a loophole? Like they don't want them to.
Eric, he's an advanced prototype. They haven't put that one in yet.
right.
So
He does specify that the T1000 is a prototype. Actually,
Oh, it's just the showroom model, so like the fucking pieces fall off.
he
and
could
it's
just do the
fucking
knife
garbage.
hands and the knife open hands.
Yeah,
Oh, the real model's got a mustache.
yeah. You see, this one can't do the hammer. You can't make a hammer. Just knives.
Real model. We did it with Tom Selleck.
Oh my god!
Oh, I would love that. Terminator Selleck. That'd be pretty cool.
I gotta say, the best way this movie is perfect, or pretty close to perfect.
yeah.
Another version of this movie, if these fucking action heroes could get out of their own ass, Stallone is the T1000.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. And now they're going because they have this whole thing about who could be a good guy, who could be a bad guy, who can live, who can die, who wins in the movie fight. It's like, be a fucking actor, you idiot.
Yeah.
Well, here's
you're
the
totally
thing.
right.
The flaw with having Stallone as T1000 is no machine would design that guy. That dude was birthed out of a cow or something. He's just
Italian
he's
cow.
so biological looking. That's all.
And then you miss the great weight and climax of finally seeing together in an escape plan.
Yeah.
That's true.
But even in that movie, which I've seen, it's like, well, we both kind of won this movie.
You're
buddy.
totally right.
And they have to like shake hands because they're so fucking like, be an actor, be in a
Well,
story.
It's the same thing with Freddy versus Jason. Pick something, you cowards.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna out myself as having watched this, but Escape Plan 2.
Oh, yeah?
you suck,
Stallone,
Kevin.
no Schwarzenegger, but he gets in Bautista
Yeah.
so that he can be like, I won.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yep. Of course.
And Batista's an actor. Like, yeah, I don't give a shit. It's a fucking movie. Like, I just got paid the same amount. I'm acting right now. Like, if you want to fight me, I'll fight you. But this is a movie. It doesn't matter.
Listen, man, you're fucking playing a dude who breaks out of a super jail. Shut the fuck up.
Professionally.
Exactly. Like,
So Arnold reemerges and he has this grenade launcher, shoots it into T1000, and he
Right.
explodes, and then he eventually falls into that pit of molten steel.
there is a great Sarah Connor bit where she gets stuck by the
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Patrick.
yeah.
This is a great scene.
There's a clone of her that's
Yes.
actually him that's
Call
calling
to
out to
John now. I know this hurts.
Yeah, that's a great line, actually. I know this hurts.
And
That's
he goes,
awesome.
"Fuck you," which is real
That's
real
good
good
one.
fuck
Yep.
you.
It's a
It's a
solid fuck
poppin'
you.
fuck you. Fuck you.
yeah.
It really jumps off the screen.
Fuck you. Yeah, it's great.
I want to see it in 3D. Fuck you.
Here's the question, though. What is with, because it happens twice at least, maybe 3 times in the movie. Whenever this T1000 gets like a shot in the face and his head blows off a little, like, so the Terminator does it to him at one point. But then this, when the grenade goes off and he's like split all over the place, he looks like a fucking broken accordion. He's screaming like a fucking velociraptor?
Yeah,
What is
I
this
don't know.
monster noise?
No, that's a thing noise.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yeah.
Is that
It's-
what we're referencing?
But it's
I think-
cool
I think
because,
that's
like,
what it is.
it probably wouldn't actually happen, but like in that moment, you want a noise. You want
Yeah.
a noise out of this thing.
Oh, that makes sense because at the end of actually the thing, that's the twist ending that you don't get to see. Is McReady wasn't the thing. He was a T1000.
Oh.
And Keith David was the thing. So then they fight
Oh,
at the end.
I see.
That would have been
Oh,
cool.
dude, The Thing versus T1000? That's something I'd watch,
See,
too.
jam all these movies together.
Thing got it, man.
So when this fucking T1000 falls into that molten steel,
Yeah.
you get to see all the souls he's taking.
Yes, you
He's
do.
morphing into Todd.
Do you
and
remember the
everyone.
movie you're
Yeah.
watching?
These are all the people I turned into.
It's the greatest hits.
It's
It is.
kind of awesome, though. It was freaking me out, man.
Well, I just love because it's them. It's they got every actor in a pool, obviously. And everyone's like splashing around.
Well, it's
the
like-
fat guys splashing.
But they're like
Fun.
screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And they're all, it's like a flat thing. It looks like fucking The Haunting.
It's like fucking Freddy Krueger or something.
Yes, it
these
is
are all
very
the,
much.
these are all the kids I
Look at
killed.
my chest. So he's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, you throw one of these things into a vat of molten steel. Part of me is thinking, like, oh, shit, is this thing going to be 50 feet tall now?
Oh, God.
totally.
It absorbs it. Thank you.
The
You're
attack of
not
the
wrong.
50-foot cop.
Oh, God. I mean, I think this movie, do you think this movie has like an anti-cop or like a distrust authority thing because of the cop?
A little bit.
The LAPD are pretty stupid in it, so I would say so.
It's a good time to critique them. I think.
Yes, it is.
He made a big deal about the fact that he shot the opening bar scene across the way from
Yes.
where Rodney King got beat up.
Yes.
And they were filming on the night of the fucking beating and everything. I think it's slightly different because as far as I could tell, there's nothing that states LAPD.
Yes.
It's set in Los Angeles clearly, but we're never saying Los Angeles.
It's a distrust authority kind of a thing.
Sure.
More on a
Well,
big
it's,
umbrella.
it's in
probably.
there.
The two killer robots are framed of the two scariest things to come across in American culture of the 90s and before, which is including now, I guess, the police and bikers.
Right, that's true.
Bikers are less a thing now,
Yes,
but I feel like
at the
back
time. Yeah, sure.
it was more of an
Imposing
actual
thing, for sure.
boogeyman.
Well,
I
they've
guess.
gone underground. They got meth to deal.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, I think the bikers got destroyed by their culture being appropriated by 50-year-old fat guys. Yeah, exactly. Wild hogs.
Yeah, the Weekend Warriors, dude.
Exactly. So everything bikers lame now.
Yeah.
But cops are, cops still have problems going
there's
on.
stuff going on.
Not all cops, but a
do
lot
they?
of them.
They're
Chris,
some
you want
problem?
to crack a newspaper?
Okay, I'll look into it.
The Terminator, everybody's happy now. I think this. So the Terminator's looking at himself. The Terminator, by the way, is totally jacked up. He looks great.
Yep.
It's a really great special effects. Where it's
I
like
had this as a
half-
Halloween costume one time.
Oh wow! Did it take
Really?
forever?
No, it did. It was pretty cheap, but you bought like a Terminator 2 like Phantom of the Opera mask, basically.
Amazing.
And you put it on, but then it came with like forehead, like face putty.
Oh okay.
So then you put it over yourself
Yeah,
to
I'm
just
out.
make it look like part of it was sticking out.
And then you constantly go, I need a vacation.
Dude, it looked boss's balls. I gotta tell you. Because you had the little red eye
you got
over
pictures
it.
of
Oh,
this?
that's pretty-
Got pictures?
I don't think so.
Dig them up, dude.
We weren't big on photographing my childhood.
Well, yeah. When you're dog toothing it, you don't want to get too many photos.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm just yelling at planes thinking they're monsters.
Halloween costumes are great though.
You and that cat.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, but yeah. So like we get the idea of the vacation line, but I think what's going on here is Terminator's like, there's one more chip, and like this is the whole bit.
Right.
You've seen this movie, so you know what's going on.
Right,
But I think
they've,
he's just
they've
like,
now thrown the arm and the chip into the molten
correct.
you
steel.
get adios from.
They dropped down through the lava pit and were dispensed into the nearest planet Hollywood.
that's where Stallone is. He's grab. Ooh, this is good.
Oh, I got the fucking Terminator arm. So give it to you, Santa Fe. Here you go.
Hey, Arnie, you still wearing that jacket?
Hey, Jimmy, let me talk to you a little bit. You think I can get one of your aliens? They're actually xenomorphs. You know, the aliens from the movie.
I want to put an alien in the lobby of the Myrtle Beach restaurant.
I didn't see Xanadu. I don't know what you're talking about with xenomorphs.
I guarantee.
And this one right here, this is a coffee cup that the fat twin had in the hospital. Philadelphia, it's right there.
Arnold, look, I'm giving you a lot of latitude in this film. You got to get that guy off my set. You just got to do me a huge favor.
Wait, what? Your merch guy is who?
Yeah,
You played fucking Rocky?
Can I get that thing from the abyss?
I guarantee. Now that I'm thinking about it, I guarantee you there's a meeting between Cameron and Stallone that went terribly. For
bet.
some movie or
Yep.
something, it was just
Absolutely.
like, yeah, I could do what Arnold does, just a little bit better.
Yo, it was fucking ridiculous. We were in that meeting. I fucking was like, hey, man, I'm a team player. I work with anybody. He just flat out called me an asshole right in this meeting. I couldn't even believe it.
He didn't like my idea of a boxing robot.
All right, Jim, you want to play tough? I'm going to shit on this table, Jim. Get under this table, Jim. I'm going to shit on it.
You wanted me to be a co-star.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this? And a female lead.
So Arnold, but I think what he's realizing is like, I have two options right now. I can either lower myself into this lava pit, or else I have to live the rest of my life like fucking John Merrick, wearing a cloak over my face. Because what are they gonna do? Like he's a robot at this point. We all know it.
I think it's because of the arm. Because everything else, Linda Hamilton at one point earlier in the film is like, "Do you heal?" He's like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, good, because you can't be walking around looking like a fucking idiot."
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like, yeah, at this point, he's been impaled, an arm has been ripped
also,
off.
like, he's now the last remaining artifact.
Yeah.
If the government kidnaps him and dissects him, everything starts over again. So it's a good fail safe.
It's a selfless act.
Joe Morton's son gets a hold of it. All of a sudden, we're
But
right back where we started.
I cannot self-terminate because of my robot religion.
I don't want to go to robot hell.
It's weird that I can't self-terminate, yet I can come up with this plan. Whatever, let's end the movie.
Oh no, I'm
could
in
think
Robo
about-
Limbo.
Robo Limbo.
It's just a classic, like, fucking Terminator loophole, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
I mean, there's
It's
so many
fine.
Terminator
He's
loopholes.
like, I can't self-terminate.
So-
Wink, wink.
They descend him into the steel.
He gives the
let it go. I already let it go.
Oh, dude, and he's giving the thumbs up. I'm fucking crying.
Later, dickwad.
I will say another minus for me because I'm a heartless fuck is the Terminator looking at him and he's like, I know now why you cry. Like, you know what? Cut that line out. Cut that
It's
line.
I think it's fine. I think
it's
it's
a little
fine.
too far.
It
It's a
calls
little
too
back
far
a
for me.
previous moment.
I'm right on the fence, though, because, like, I think it's totally fine. And then sometimes I watch this movie and I'm like, fuck you.
Exactly. Like, I think
It's
Furlong-
watch to watch. And I'll say this afternoon when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God.
My
Fucking Terminator.
biggest concern with this scene is he's descending, he's holding a chain, and he's going down into this steel. I don't know what the future of that chain was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like that chain might have went on to do something important, and now it's just being melted
That's
down
true.
forever. Like I don't understand why the chain deserves to die.
Maybe they should have got him in like one of those like carnival dunk tanks. And Linda Hamilton just throws a softball at a target and he fucking gets dunked into
All right,
the lava.
look. All right, Edward Furlong. I cannot self-terminate. Edward Furlong, bend over, become like a table behind my legs. And Linda Hamilton, I need you to shove me. It is the only way.
It'd be cool if he just cannonballed. Like if he could self-terminate and he just fucking went for it.
Cannonball.
Had to put his switch to suicide. Yeah, and then there's just another monologue from Sarah Connor just about like, the Terminator was the best.
Yeah.
Wow, what one crazy summer. Wow.
Love that guy.
It's, if the Terminator can learn to ascend his nature, maybe we all can.
Right.
I really hope that my son doesn't look like Nick Stahl.
Don't worry, he won't, because that is no longer canon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, erased from existence, dude.
Potentially.
I just think I saw Salvation. I saw 3 obviously for this show, and I've seen it before. I saw Salvation. Never saw Genesis. Probably never will unless we do it.
Genesis. Here's the thing. I'm going on record. Genesis is a totally fun fan film.
I thought I had a good time watching it. I don't remember much about it, but
Neither do
I
I.
think part of it is like 3 and 4 were such dog shit. I'm like, well, whatever. Whatever. Let's just have fun. Fine.
Honestly, yeah.
Good.
And especially after Salvation, like you bring fucking Arnold IRL back.
Yes.
Like I was totally fine with that movie.
I just feel like you
Yeah.
should have done a 1-2 franchise. Would have been one of the tightest, if not the tightest franchise
no,
ever.
of course. Of
Oh,
course.
you want some self-control from
Yeah.
Hollywood, huh? That's an interesting little idea you got there, Stevie boy.
So instead of saying would anybody recommend this, because that's the end of the movie, we decided for this specialty month we do something a little different and ask ourselves, does this hold up? And / I think, how often do you revisit this movie?
This totally holds up. The special effects are fantastic. The pacing is really good. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
It gets a little slow in your Mexico area. A little
Yes,
bit of
lot
a saggy middle,
little
but
downtime.
but it works. And I mean, I think that like it's set piece after set piece. It's a hit list of set pieces. It's great. I revisited it. Like, I mean, I watched this as a kid like 1,000 times. And
Right.
like every time I watch it, I'm like, it's like my brain just opens up Terminator 2 Protocol because I know the script.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it without
Yeah.
it, but I couldn't do it when I'm watching it. Like every 2 or 3 years, I'm watching Terminator 2.
I mean, I love this movie. I did notice. It definitely holds up. I did notice that there's like a very Force Awakens New Hope thing going on here.
In so what?
Like the beats of the story are incredibly similar as far as like what happens in each.
Oh, right. But Chris, this is back when we didn't. We
that's-
didn't care about
what
that
I'm
fucking
saying is-
shit. We weren't dorks.
This might be the first time it happened, and it's maybe the only time that it's actually worked.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of incredible to me that it ages so well, and I probably watch it maybe once every year. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I probably don't watch it with that much frequency just because I remember seeing it non-fucking stop growing up. So I take a few years off.
Yes.
But I do love revisiting this movie, and I think it obviously does hold up, and it's a lot of fun, and you should check it out.
Yeah, first of all, like if you haven't seen these first 2 Terminator movies, get on the trolley, friends.
Oops.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert, by the way, for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, oh right. Bummer. Yeah, I think it's funny. I've rewatched this now like twice in the last 6 months.
Oh wow.
Because when I got the whole like 4K setup, I was like Googling around like what are some really good 4K transfers to check out. And T2 Judgment Day was one of the ones that everybody was like, this thing is like virtually flawless. Like it's totally worth it. So I picked it up and rewatched it then. And then it was like, oh, we're going to do this We Love Movies idea. Yeah. T2's obviously on the docket. And that was maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. And already I was like, fuck yeah, I'm back in it. I am back. I'm on Skull Beach already. Here we go.
And it's only like 2 hours and 10 minutes or whatever.
It is shockingly short.
Exactly.
Compared to like modern blockbuster standards.
Yes.
Shockingly short.
Can I ask before we get out of here? Could I ask real quick? What do we think of Cameron?
I mean, I like Cameron. I mean, like, it's a weird time for Cameron because he's gone into this weird Avatar exile. But I mean, like, he's got a pretty unimpeachable record. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even Avatar, the first one's fine. I mean, it's probably bad.
First time I watched it.
Yeah, I was like,
I was into it.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
Yeah,
all
there's
those
just
movies are
never.
impressive.
But like
Aliens is fantastic. Although I
Yes.
prefer Alien to Aliens.
I think
There's
like
Titanic.
Abyss
Titanic
is
is a
great.
huge movie.
Titanic's great. It's a great movie. It's just a different kind of movie than Jim Cameron
I need
normally
to
makes.
rewatch that with a modern mind.
I think-
because
yeah,
I remember seeing it back in the 90s.
It's hokey.
And
It's
not enjoying
I kind
it.
of I kind of feel the same way.
I mean, I like him
but
inside.
it's huge. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
huge.
yeah,
and
it's-
that's what he does. He does the hugest shit in the world.
And I love, like The Abyss, I think is one of his best movies and doesn't really.
I remember really loving The Abyss.
Ed Harris in that is fucking great.
I'm a fan of Piranha 2, The Spawn.
Oh, yeah. Also
And that's the
quite
thing,
good.
I mean, he's super selective. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to see what his Spider-Man would have been in the 90s.
Oh,
That was
man.
like that's the
Was he supposed to do a Spider-Man?
Yeah, for the longest time he was supposed to.
Oh,
it was like always
fuck.
attached to it. He wanted to do it. Blah blah blah. It fell through.
Well, because that's what's interesting though, is like he doesn't have a superhero thing under his
Yes.
belt, which is something you would assume a director like this would.
Aquaman. No, that was Entourage. Sorry, that was Entourage.
Oh right. Oh right.
Wait. He was in Entourage. You're right.
Yeah, no, doing Aquaman. That's
I know.
He's also in it.
But he was actually playing himself, right?
Yes,
Right.
he was.
Yikes. I don't know about James Cameron. dude.
That's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. If you want more We Love Movies, head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/We Hate Movies. This whole month, it's We Love Movies. We're turning on the love here on the show. And we're going to continue that next week. But we're not telling you what it is. You got to go to youtube.com/We Hate Movies. Watch our introductory video to We Love Movies.
You will get the entire month's lineup. And,
That's
and
right.
remember, again, on Patreon, we're doing Star Wars and Wrath of Khan. So if you're not signed up yet, what's your problem?
That's right. What is your problem?
And Commando
indeed?
commentary, buddy.
Exactly.
That's right. We will be returning to Arnold at the end of this month with a Commandomentary. We already have Philippe Sobrero's genius fucking cover art for it is ready to roll. He did the cover art for all these specialty episodes this month. It's just, we're having fun. We're here on the show.
At the end of the year, man.
That's right. It's our little like holiday treat to ourselves and you. So until next week, when We Love Movies continues, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadek.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.